What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? How the hell are you guys? Happy Thursday. A few more minutes till we kick off tournament number 2 in the series for the 2020 DRL Sim Tryouts. Welcome, everybody. See you guys piling in on Twitch, on Twitter, on YouTube. Welcome, everybody. How are you guys? Just a reminder, you guys have about, let's see, looks like 5 minutes till the stream starts. However, in approximately 4 to 5 minutes, the tournament will be starting. If you guys want to get in tonight's tournaments, you're more than welcome to. All you got to do is jump in the sim. Make sure you're already qualified, because if you're not, you're going to have trouble getting in. But if you want to do it fast, you probably can. Get in the sim, go to the Tryouts tab, fly those 3 heats. It'll automatically register you for the Tryouts. Then you can get into tonight's tournament. You'll have 30 minutes once the tournament starts. In about 5 or 6 minutes here, you'll have 30 minutes to set your fastest qualifying time. And the top 24 will get seeded into the bracket. That top 24 will be eliminated down to the top 12, and the top 12 will be eliminated down to the top 6. And of course, that will leave us one winner for tonight, and it'll be the second person going to the finals in the 2020 DRL Sim Series. Night Train FPV, what's going on, man? How are you over there in YouTube? Thanks for joining us. Skylar Epler, thanks so much, man. Wrong Way FPV, what's up, man? How are you? Distorted, you didn't get enough practice. Keep on practicing, brother. We'll see you next year. Sleeping Bear, how are you? You guys over there in Twitch, what's going on? Kevin, howdy. Howdy, howdy, howdy. What's up, Godzilla? Thanks for that follow, man. Theo Lambert, 6:30 a.m. in Dubai and ready to get started. That's what I'm talking about, brother. How are you? Space Bat. Enoch, thanks for dropping that info there for you in the chat. Appreciate that on YouTube. Appreciate that, Enoch. Top 500, Sleeping Bear. Way to go over there on YouTube. You guys over in Twitch, what's going on? Monkey Boy, Star, how are you? Creator Gamer, hey, man. Space Bat. What's going on, brother? Hash Miner over there in Twitch, flying the Tiny Hawk 2 around the house right now. That's more my speed, he says. These guys have mad skills. You're not wrong, brother. It's Lee_TV. What's going on, man? What's up, dude?
-1 minute and
counting. Waxfire over there in YouTube. Rooting for Gab. Bro, you got the wrong race, my friend. Got the wrong race, my friend.
40 seconds and counting. Minus 37 seconds, and our count continues to go well. Minus 30. Minus 25 seconds and counting.
Ladies and gentlemen, how the hell are you guys this fine Thursday evening? Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to tournament number 2 in the 2020 DRL Sim Series. All leading up to find out who will be the next pilot to join us in the 2020 DRL Allianz World Championship season. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, everybody. And I don't know if you guys noticed this amazing guest right here. I'd like to introduce Zoe FPV, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the stream. It's going to be an epic race tonight, and I'm excited to be here and give you some color commentary.
Zoe, how are you? It's been a long...
I'm great. Really good. It's been a long day, but yeah, it should be a good race, and I'm really kind of curious to see what goes on tonight. I mean, simulator tournaments are a whole different beast, considering I've raced mostly, out in the field.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see what happens. Looks like we have some really good pilots coming up tonight. Yeah, it's anyone's game.
It's going to be amazing. And Zoe, you've got a huge history, and you and I go way back. I don't know if you remember that interview on Quad Talk Podcast years ago when we had you on. It was fantastic then too. And Zoe is just one of the best freestyle 3D pilots, and I think the best if I've ever. I don't think I know anybody. I don't know a single person that's better at 3D flight than you for sure. I mean, if you guys haven't checked out Zoe online, make sure you guys are checking out her social medias. Zoe, where can they find your social media channels? Is it just Zoe FPV on YouTube and just that on every single platform?
Pretty much every platform. You can find me on Facebook, Zoe Stumbaugh, YouTube, Zoe FPV, Instagram, Zoe FPV. I'm all over the place. But yeah, no, I'm pretty much all over the internet. I've been one of the... I don't know, people consider me an OG in drone racing.
Well, you are.
I've done everything from drone racing, won myself several titles. I've done giant drone racing.
Yeah.
I've done drone combat, freestyle competitions.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You got one of the biggest rap sheets out there.
Yeah, the only thing I haven't done is DRL.
There you go. And you're representing the female community for sure, which is huge because we just don't have enough female pilots in the industry. But hopefully with you and the other ladies that are in the industry that continue to show up and continue to do their thing and be amazing at the sport will help strive the other ladies out there to get involved, right?
I hope so.
Yeah.
It's been weird because back when I got into it, it was me and then little A, Angela. And since then, there's been several really good pilots that have come out. Blue Owl, she's amazing. Mayon High.
Yeah.
We have Lexi. There's amazing women out there doing some pretty cool stuff. And they have Stephanie Chow. She's awesome. One of my favorite pilots. Then you have Tang Ma.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Sean Taylor's wife.
Right.
She's been ripping up the track lately.
And she's really been doing great. I mean, she's just getting better and better and better the more and more she goes at this, and I'm loving it. Every moment of it, I'm loving it.
Yeah, she's almost as good as Sean Taylor at this point.
Oh! Where's Night Fury at? You out there today? Let us know if you are, because I definitely want to know.
I love Sean Taylor. He's such a cool dude. I got a chance to hang out with him on a cross-country trip for 10 days, and he is by far one of my favorite pilots.
Son is such a good guy, such a genuine soul as well, just the sweetest, kindest hearts out there. Nothing but good things to say about him. Well, are you ready for tonight? Because we're going to find out who's going to be our next seat in the finals tonight. Who will it be? You guys are going to have to fight it out tonight in the tournament to find out. Here's how it's going to work, guys. Remember, once we get the tournament has already started, so qualifying has already kicked off, guys. If you're not in the sim and started your qualifying, you need to get in there and get your qualifying going. You've got less than 30 minutes to set your fastest time on tonight's tournament track. Now, tonight's tournament track is the same tournament track that we used on Tuesday. So, if you flew with us on Tuesday or you've been flying the week 1 tryouts track this entire time, you know what to expect. All you got to do is get in there and set that fast time. We'll get the leaderboards up in just a moment and get things going. Travis, are you there with us as well? I think Travis is here somewhere.
Oh, wait, what are we doing?
I just wanted to just introduce you, my friend. We got Travis right there, ladies and gentlemen. That's the voice of God. We didn't have that picture up and the info up from last stream, so we want to make sure we got that. That's the man behind the scenes right now handling all kinds of business. How are you, Trev?
I'm great, thank you. I'll make sure I'm on call and I answer your
okay.
talk to me next time. I didn't mean to ignore you there for a second.
No, I knew I was going to throw you off. I did it on purpose. All right, Travis Daly, FP Vegan, everybody. He'll be with us in the back end, running things from behind the scenes as well. All right. Well, I say we get things kicked off and figure out how the qualifying is going so far. I've got a few other things that I want to go over and I'll announce, and I'll get to that in just a minute. But right now, I want to get into the qualifying boards and see where people are sitting on the boards. Who's number 1? Who's number 24? Who's on the cusp of getting cut off? Zoe, you're going to have to take a look as well. Matter of fact, if you on your end, if you go from the main menu, go click on that tournaments tab.
Yeah, I think I'm on the tournaments tab right now. I'm looking at the qualifier, quarterfinals, semifinals. And
Perfect. That's where you need to be. So if you click and drag all the way to the bottom on that left side, you'll see start qualifier, and then right below that results. So you can look at them right there with me as well. We'll pull them up for you guys too. All right, Orange Stuff, number 1 time as it stands right now, 55.44, just a shake behind him. FPR Dan, 55.56. Joel Cruz, oh man, 55.87. I was hanging out with this guy earlier today. We were flying a little bit. He is fantastic, 55.87. Great job, Joel. Halo Walker out there, what's up, my man? Halo, 55.93. Star in the number 5 spot. AJFPV, you're in the number 6 spot with a 56.10. G-Man, Shames, SFPV, Doma, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Let's look at page number 3 and see who's on the cusp of getting cut off so far tonight. Creator Gamer, you're in the number 21 spot. SK Dare, rocking the PS4 controller, ladies and gentlemen. For those out there, for those out there that think I have to have a transmitter, I have to have an RC transmitter, to be able to play this sim well, SK Dare, right there, showing what he can do with a PlayStation 4 controller, ladies and gentlemen.
Insanity.
The guy's so good, I'm telling you. Tree FPV, you're in the number 23 spot. And Serial, you're on the cusp. You're in 24. Hondo, you're just a shake away. Scorcher Squid, Dark Art, Courier, I think that's how you say that. And OGs, you guys are just a few seconds. You're not even a few seconds. You're less than a second off from that number 24 spot. So guys, keep on grinding those boards. We'll come back to those in just a minute and figure out where those standings are. What do we got going on in the chat?
There's quite a few of the names on the board right now.
Do you? Okay, good.
Yeah, my old rival, SFPV. He's on board.
Yeah.
He's in the top 11 right now.
Colby
G-Man,
Cortola.
Bulma FPV, great pilots.
Yeah.
Orange Stuff, I've seen him on leaderboards and multiple simulators. He is an amazing pilot and definitely the top dog, I think, right now.
Orange Stuff is phenomenal. Let's just put that out there right now. The guy is fantastic at flying. He knows what he's doing. He's been doing it a long time. He's been involved in the tryouts for several years now, and he just kills it out there. The guy's unbelievable.
Gonna be the guy to beat.
Oh, for
honestly.
sure. Amari won on Tuesday. For those that weren't with us, spoiler alert. Sorry, I just blew it for you guys. If you didn't watch Tuesday's broadcast, you guys can still go back and watch that. I believe we have that up on the different platforms that you guys can go check it out. But Amari was our winner of that one. He took seat number 1 of 12 going to the final event. We'll find out who's going to get number 2, but it's looking pretty good. Orange Stuff has been dominating. He was right there on last tournament, so I think there's a good chance. Chief now in the mix as well, the number 3 spot with a 55.56. I'll leave that screen up for you guys to check that out. One thing I wanted to cover, guys, for you guys that don't know, for those that are hanging out and watching all the different platforms, whether you're on Twitch, whether you're on YouTube, whether you're on Twitter, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Guess what? You guys can win some cash, baby. You guys can win some money. All you got to do is send a tweet at Drone Race League and use the hashtag, where's it at? Right there, baby. Hashtag DRL Sim Live. Use that hashtag, tweet at Drone Race League. Using that hashtag, tell us your predictions for the night. Who's going to win? Who's going to get the gold? Who's going to get that second seat? We want to know. We want to hear from you. Who are you rooting for? How about that? Send us a tweet, guys, and all you have to do is that. And if you do that, you'll get into a drawing. 3 lucky winners will be randomly selected at the end of the stream, and you guys get $100, man. $100, baby.
That's some good moolah.
You guys killed it, by the way, on Tuesday. So for everyone that was hanging out with us on Tuesday's stream, thank you guys so much. There were so many tweets that it was going to take us some time to get those winners sorted out. But I believe that was all taken care of in the back. And I'll have to find out from FP Vegan, from Travis Daly, if that was we get our winners out there. Are we announcing those on stream, or are we still sorting some things out?
Yeah, they were already announced on Twitter.
Oh, good.
You're sleeping on the job.
I've been so just locked up into the sim stuff that I haven't been paying attention to anything outside of my little office. So
yeah, we had so many people enter that draw that we had to delay it and announce it later on. And I wouldn't be surprised if the same thing happens tonight. But make sure you get those tweets in to get entered in the draw.
There you go. Also, guys, don't forget there's several ways that you guys can win, and all you have to do is go to the DRL website. You can click on the Tryouts button that's right there on the front page, and it shows you several ways that you guys can win different things. We have weekly leaderboards, guys. Be one of the top 3, and you guys can win $250. Winners are announced during every Thursday tournament, so we will be announcing some winners tonight. Also, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, we'll also be debuting the new Week 2 track. That'll be coming out tonight after the stream. So if you guys want to see the track that you're going to be flying in next week's tournaments on Tuesday and on Thursday, stay tuned. We'll be showing you guys that new track. And after the stream tonight, we're going to release it for you guys to start your grinding and get ready for next week's tournament. So keep that in mind as well. So we got a couple more things to go over real quick. We got regional leaderboard competitions for these guys. We got rookie leaderboard competitions for these guys. We even got participation awards, guys. All you have to do is fly in at least 6 of our weekly tournaments, and you're automatically entered to be one of the 3 randomly selected pilots to win another $250. So lots of stuff going out there, guys. Lots of stuff given out for you guys. Plenty of ways for you guys to win. So there you go, man. There you go. What else we got going on? I think we're ready to show some more results. What do you think, Zoe?
Yeah, like I've got to just say though, right now the top 14 pilots are within a second of each other. Like they're so close.
It's
really
nuts.
crazy to see.
Isn't it crazy how fast these guys are? Let me refresh this board here. Let me go to number 3, page 3, and we'll take a look at how these guys are doing here. Crash and Rebuild, you're in the number 21 spot. Vizzy, Imperious, 22 and 23. Was Up, you're in the number 24 spot. Hondo, you're still just a shake off, man. You're almost there. Creator Gamer, 26. Dark Guard, 27. Serial, 28. You got Sandusky in the number 29 spot. And Scorcher in the number 30 spot. How are we looking on page 1, Zoe?
Let's see. Loading up.
Oh.
FP Brand, 55. First spot, we've got Orange Stuff. Ooh, in second.
Yeah. So Orange Stuff got knocked down a peg.
Second place right now with 55 seconds and 44 milliseconds. And got Chief at third. Star FPV or Star 23467.
He's got a lot of numbers.
4. AJ FPV at number 5. Shames at number 6. Joel Cruz at number 7. Hollow Walker at number 8. Dolma FPV at number 9. And G-Man at number 10.
Look at the splits from these guys. A 55-16 down to the number 10 spot, a 56-15. That's crazy. Just 1 second, guys. Yeah, Travis's lips aren't moving. He just stays up there. Matter of fact, oh look. I got here. There you go. He's also on this screen too.
It was just a super glue I gave him earlier.
Yeah, exactly. Let's go over to how much time we got. We got 16 minutes, 35 seconds until qualifying is over, ladies and gentlemen. So if you're setting your fastest time, that's how much time you have left to get that done. I'm going to take you guys over to a fly through on this track tonight so you guys can get a chance to see what it's like and what's going on, what these guys are up against. Let's go over to our leaderboards, pull up tonight's track. By the way, real quick, I'm going to show you guys something real quick in case you guys ever wanted to know. All right. If you're on this main page, go over here. If you want to see how the leaderboards are going, click on DRL Leaders. Click your Choose Map. Remember, the Drone Park map is under the Originals tab. Drone Park, and then you're going to click the Week 1 Tryouts right there, ladies and gentlemen. Palos, the number 1 guy. Amari, Chief, FPR Dan. Since FPR Dan was the last guy that we saw on the top of the boards for tonight's tournament, let's check out his replay and see how he did on the track. We got any questions from the chat there? Send them my way. I know we got people on standby that are feeding us some stuff. Nacro in the chat, what's going on? Nacro over in Twitch, how are you? OSG Flight, hell yeah, man. How are you guys? All right, here we go. Remember, this is FPR Dan's run of an extremely fast time here on the Tryouts Week 1 track. It's the same track we were flying on Tuesday. These guys are flying it again today. And then next week, we'll have a new track for both Tuesday and Thursday stream. Look at FPR Dan, man. This guy is taking this super tight to the corners, on the inside lines, squeezing the apexes like he should, taking that grid. That's a tough spot to do. Now, these pilots have the opportunity to, they can go either way. They can go under that bridge or they can go through that grid and choose whichever square little hole they want to go through. And you'll notice that A lot of the players are choosing to go through the second one on the bottom left, that one right there that FPR Dan just went through. And it seems to be paying off for these guys. Doing this giant wall ride ascent all the way up to the top, going through that last huge power loop, a flip over to head on into that finish. Crazy, crazy fast time, 55:16 from FPR Dan. The guy is just insane.
That time is insane. Like, you have FPR Dan with his top spot, and then half a second lead on the rest of the pilots, while the rest of the pilots are within half a second of each other.
Yeah.
Like, he's the number one spot right now. It's going to be a battle between him and Orange Stuff.
It's crazy the way these guys move on these tracks. I've been flying for a long time, and I used to race a long time ago. I no longer race anymore. Those skills are still there, but not at that level. I'm telling you, man, I can't even. Oh, I'm like a 103, 104 on the track. I can't keep up with these guys. They're ridiculous. Now, I haven't grinded the track yet, so there is that too. But I might be able to shave a couple more seconds, but there's no way I'm getting to that 55 time. These guys are just insane. Real quick, over from the chat, we're looking at Twitch chat right now. Where is it? Landstander1236. I'm still a noob and can hardly even make it through the course. Bro, you just got to keep on grinding, my man. Just keep on grinding. He also says the drone sim addiction is hitting hard, though. I feel you, man. Just keep on grinding. You'll get this. Listen to Monkey Boy right there. We all started somewhere. He said it best right there in the Twitch chat. You guys over in YouTube, thanks so much, man. Remember, in the timing we see, there's more precise timing involved than we see Tuesday. There was races at zero. Yeah, no kidding, Night Train. Night Train over in YouTube telling us they were 0.005 apart for the finishes, which is just crazy. Sleeping Bear, thank you so much, man. Via Meteor Media. That's a tough one to say. It's like a tongue twister. It says over in YouTube, full throttle 100%, baby. Yeah, no joke. William Kimball over in YouTube. Wow, that was a killer lap, wide open. Dude, these guys are insane. Insane! All right, guys, 12 minutes, 35 seconds left here in the top corner of the screen. You guys can see that timer. I'll move that right in the middle there. You can't miss it. 12:28 left to qualify, and it's a crazy, crazy, crazy battle. Let's take a look at those results and see if they've changed at all. Heads up over in Twitch. What's going on, man? He says, yo, guys, I'm cheering for Chief. So excited to see how the competition stacks up to the EU guys. Ooh, that's true, because today we're doing it later in the evening. It's kind of geared for the North American region, more or less. I should say, I don't know if that's quite right, but more or less this side of the world versus the EU side of the world, which is what we did on Tuesday. So we'll see if the competition is a little different. But looking at the board, you guys can see right there FPR Dan in the number 1 spot, 55:16. Star on the other side in number 5 spot, 55:66. Halo Walker on the other side as well, 55:93 for the number 8 spot. So these guys got the talent. It doesn't matter. And what time is it for them? It's got to be the middle of the night for these guys. Right?
Yeah, it's definitely late for them.
Yeah.
They're coming in like early morning. I feel kind of bad.
That's some dedication, right?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, what's up, Nub? DRL's very own Nub in the Twitch chat, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on, Nub? How are you, brother? Time for some predictions today, Halo Walker says. Now, if you guys didn't join us on Tuesday, you missed a fantastic rain of predictions from Halo Walker in the Twitch chat. He was just killing it with the predictions over and over. He was getting them right, just nailing them. So I'm excited to see how he does tonight with his predictions, as well as flying in the tournament with us as well. So that'll be exciting. Fluxy FPV over in the Twitch chat. What's going on, brother? DRL's very own Fluxy, ladies and gentlemen. Canoodle, did you get done digging though, bro? Halo Walker, there was the biggest hole that I dug myself out of. I'm telling you, man. I was talking shit on Halo Walker. I was saying he was fantastic at his predictions, but his flying was maybe not as good because he wasn't winning at the time. But then I made it worse because I was trying to get myself. I didn't mean to say it that way, but it's kind of how it came out. So it was a lot of digging going on. So my bad.
I just want to say something real quick. Fluxy is an amazing pilot, and the fact is he grinded all the way through simulator, and then that's how he got into flying actual ground.
No joke. Yeah, good call.
Less than a year of practice. If you really dedicate yourself, you can be as good as the pros.
Right? Yes. Queerty over in the Twitch chat says, why y'all not flying in the tournament? Oh, these guys are flying in the tournament. Well, not the DRL guys, but the other guys are flying. Right now, they're just doing their qualifying. So qualifying is almost done. What do we got? A little less than 10 minutes, 8.5 minutes, I think. Looking at the third page where it shows who's on the cusp of number 24, and right now, Imperious FPV, you are on the number 24 spot. Hondo, you're still in the number 25, my man. Keep it going. What's up, the number 23, Captain Crazy? What's going on, brother? 22, he's got a 56.49. Flexi says thank you, by the way. It says thank you. Come on, Just Ordered. You can do it over there on YouTube. I thought for sure higher with these tracks. The qualifying track, I got my fastest time at 55-degree angle. Well, that's okay. That's okay. 55, I mean, you know, not everyone has to fly at a cracked up angle. You can fly really well at a 40 or 45.
I was gonna say most racers now I think are going to like 45.
Yeah.
And using wide angle lenses because there's certain elements on the track that you kind of want less angle for when you approach them.
Right.
But
you know,
yeah, no.
I always tell people
Angle's not everything.
you got to find what works for you, right? You know what I mean? Like, so you might fly a 55, I might fly a 45, someone else might fly a 65 for all we know. But in reality, what it comes down to is what works for you. What's going to make it the most comfortable flight for you to be able to get around the track the smoothest with no crashes, because that's the key, right? You don't want to crash, just so you know. Night Train FPV over in YouTube says some that got to DRL never flew a drone before DRL, just Sims. That's crazy, right? That is nuts, man. That is nuts. All right, looking at the number 1 page again really quickly, and we're only a few minutes away until we kick off and get our top 24 guys into the bracket. FPR Dan still number 1, Chief, Orange Stuff 2 and 3, AJ FPV in the number 4, Shames in the number 5 spot, Star, Joel Cruz, Halo Walker 6, 7, and 8, Dolma FPV showing up on the first page here, number 9 with a 5603, and Sky with a 5603 as well in the number 10 spot. Double Door in the Twitch chat, what's going on, man? How are you? Queerty says in the Twitch chat, I usually fly a 45 angle. See, there you go. That's what I fly, my man. Ecliptic in the Twitch chat saying I fly a 49 as well. Hey, the Mighty Thor in the Twitch chat. Man, I missed you hanging out with us, brother. He says, man, what the hell? Another night in the DRL gin mill? Let anyone in here. That's how I got in. Shut up. Get out of here. All right, a few more minutes till we kick this off. Let's take a look at the time. 7 minutes, 16 seconds left. I'm going to go back over and show you guys another run through for those that are showing up just a little bit later. You guys can see the track that we're going up against tonight. Get that loaded up for you. Zoe, what are you flying these days? What's new with you?
I don't know. I've been developing out a little micro setup. I don't know. It's like I come from the background of creating 3D drones, which is bidirectional thrust, and then making giant drones a thing. But my current project is trying to make a drone that anybody can fly.
Yeah. That's huge.
Yeah. So it has like 3 main modes. It has like a GPS guided flight, so we can hand it to anybody that doesn't even know how to fly a drone. They can fly it with FPV.
That's
it has
crazy.
full acro mode, so when you feel comfortable, you can hit up an acro mode and rip up the track. And it has like expansion modules, so it actually has like a Raspberry Pi on top, so you can add different little things to it and actually make it into like a MakerBot.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's been a fun project, but I'll be getting back into giant drones soon.
Oh, really? Okay.
Trying to build something big.
Put those down for just a little while, or?
Yeah, I guess it was just, I don't know, I just saw a need in the market for something that was small. And the other thing with this like sub 250 gram setup, it flies for 20 minutes.
Wow.
So it has extended amount of range and battery time.
That's huge. No kidding. Do us a favor. I'm sure there's plenty of people out there that are maybe new to the industry. They're probably brand new to FPV or brand new to drones. And I would imagine there's quite a few out there that have probably never heard of 3D drones or understand what that is. Maybe you can kind of give us just a basic layman's term rundown on what that really means.
Yeah, so 3D, I mean, if anyone else is familiar with the 3D helicopter and the traditional world of RC flight, allows you to have a machine that has wide directional thrust, because most times the drone's producing thrust in one direction. I can produce thrust in both directions. So on a moment's notice, I can change the thrust and change the flight angle and do tricks that you cannot do with a traditional setup.
Now tell me how you're changing that thrust. Are you mid sticking the throttle stick, or are you like so that way?
So the top half of your throttle is positive, just like you'd fly a normal drone. and then the bottom half is negative, where it
Okay.
actually reverses your thrust. And the middle is like 0 throttle. So when the drone's actually reversing thrust, it stops the motor mid-flight and changes its direction.
That's crazy.
It does it in a time that's imperceptible to human perception, so it's incredibly fast.
Zoe, I gotta tip my hat to you on that one, because I can't wrap my brain around that concept of having the controller half the throw on the sticks being one thing and half the throw on the sticks being another thing. It doesn't make sense in my head, and I don't know how you do that, but holy shit, that's amazing. I'm just gonna say
It's fun.
That's incredible.
I mean, it's taken a long time for hardware to get good and actually support it, but with modern hardware, almost any drone can be enabled for 3D mode. It just takes a little bit of setup and some propellers, and you're good to go.
That's great. You know what? Queerty in the Twitch chat saying, how about 3D micros? That would be sick, right?
Yes, actually, I'm working on some 3D micro props for that drone.
Shit! That's gonna be insane.
Yeah.
There you go, man. There you go.
And the 3D loop and bounce sometimes.
The question of the night, though, I don't know if you got a chance to see Tuesday's show with Josh Bardwell on.
A little bit.
Okay. Did you happen to catch his Norm Macdonald commentator impression? Yes, I was hoping you did.
It was so good.
Okay, well, here's the big question of the night, brought to you by the mighty Thor in the Twitch chat. He says the big question tonight is, can Zoe do a Norm Macdonald impersonation or not?
Shoot, I haven't heard Norm Macdonald's
Right?
voice.
That's what I was thinking. The same thing. I was like, you know what? I don't even know if I can do
what he
that.
sounds like.
I think Josh did that so well. Maybe we should leave that for him, and maybe you have another impersonation that you can do for us on a sometime tonight.
Yes, yeah.
There you go. We get
orange stuff. Woo.
a Mickey Mouse impersonation of a commentary call, ladies and gentlemen. We'll get one a little bit later on tonight, sometime throughout the tournament. Let's get back into the tournament tab and find out how much time these guys have left. I imagine it's not much. I can't wait to hear you do Mickey Mouse commentary call. All right, 2 minutes left, ladies and gentlemen, until qualifying is done. If you're just joining us, thanks so much, guys. Don't forget, we got the TuneIn Awards going out for you guys. All you got to do is send us a tweet at Drone Race League on Twitter. Don't type in the chats, hashtag DRL Sim. It's not going to help anything. You got to tweet at us at Drone Race League and use the hashtag right there at DRL Sim Live, and you'll get entered into a drawing. 3 winners will win $100 right there, guys. $100. Amy, I think you got that question answered already. What angles the Racer 4 cam set to? I want to say it's between 45 and around 45, I believe, but it's not an exact number. So we'll have to get some clarification on that. Thank you so much. Oh, that was Mickey Mouse. I thought it was Canoodle. Halo Walker, shut the hell up, asshole. No kidding. So Joe Anon over in YouTube says, hey, I've seen her fly. Talking about you, Zoe. I don't even want to try that, what she can do. Best of luck, Zoe FPV. I'm out. I don't blame you, man.
It's funny. There's more people that have posted fake 3D footage where they'll edit really stealthily where it looks like they're flying upside down by inverting the footage.
Right.
Or with the Hero Max 8, we can go and post and actually make it flip the image around and do crazy stuff with it. There's more people doing that than actually learning how to fly 3D, because 3D is hard.
Yeah, I mean, I can't wrap my head around that whole concept. It just doesn't make sense in my brain. I don't think it's something that I can compute. I don't think it works that well up here. Oh, good question. We got a question over in Twitch from Space G. Hey, guys, I just got the sim yesterday. Don't know if this is the right place to ask, but is flying with an Xbox gamepad really harder, or do I just need to get good? I know gamepads don't transmit IRL. Asking about the sim because economy is kind of bad here. Space G, that's a fantastic question, and you can absolutely fly with an Xbox gamepad. But to answer your question directly, you're saying, is it harder to do, or do you just need to get good? Yes, it's harder to do, but you can absolutely do it. And if you look right here, where is he? Where is he? I'm looking for him. There it is, right there. SK Dare, the number 16 spot tonight, right now, is using a PlayStation controller. So if he could do it with a PlayStation controller, you could do it with an Xbox controller. Is it difficult? Yes. Can you do it? Absolutely. So use that for now until you get that RC transmitter, and then you're good to go. Hopefully that answers your question.
Doing it with a PS4 controller. That is.
Well, you know what a lot of guys will do is they'll take an older controller that they maybe don't want anymore, like a PlayStation or Xbox controller. Maybe they don't use it. Maybe it's crap. I don't know. And they'll drill things into the top of the thumbsticks like screws.
Or extend it.
Yeah, to give them more resolution on those sticks. One person had drilled a hole and put the ends of like a Dremel tool in there. So, like the Dremel tool that sticks off the end of the Dremel that you can put like the little saw blades on. Not the saw blades, just little circular discs. You know what I'm talking about? Well, he took the disc off and just used the end pieces to stick into the controller sticks, and it works great. So, Philoblasta in Twitch says, remove the spring that centers the throttle stick and then hot glue the stick ends. You are so right, Philoblasta. That's a fantastic piece of advice. Hopefully, Space G, you caught that. Let's see here. Oh, Lucky Me FPV over on YouTube says Zoe's unicorn frame is awesome. Shout out to Stingray FPV too. Nice.
Oh, hey guys.
Oh, hello. Hi there.
Welcome.
Hi.
Do you have my picture up yet?
It's there.
Oh, it's there. Okay,
I see you.
I just wanted to check in with you guys. I know that we're doing a race tonight, and I thought maybe you guys would like to partake in another kind of race.
There's a race tonight? Like right now?
Between the three of us.
Wait, what do you mean?
Well, this DRL Sim has an update coming on Friday that's going to help improve a little bit further the tournament system. But one thing we got going for us tonight is that we have to get in there as spectators so we can show these wonderful people the races. And everyone else may be trying to rush in there as well. We've now finished the qualifiers. I don't know if you noticed that. You were talking about everything else.
Yep. I did not notice that.
We're good to go.
Okay,
good. We're ready to open up group number 1.
Oh, okay. All right. So Zoe, you got to be ready with that button on the. So do you see group number 1 there on the screen?
Group number 1, yes.
Okay, and then you see where it says results, and right above it says waiting.
Yep.
Where it says waiting, it's gonna say spectate when Travis says the magic word, and then we have to click that as fast as possible. Only because once we have that new update, then we won't have this problem. But for right now, we have to do it. So, you ready to go? I'm ready to go.
I'm going to give you another 30 seconds because I don't think you've gone over the top 24. So why don't you go do that?
Well, thank you for telling me. That's a really good idea. You guys want to know the top 24? I think you do. I'll tell you what. Let's take a look at our top 24 guys. Here you go, ladies and gentlemen. Group number 1. I'm putting that right in the middle of the screen. FPR Dan, Halo Walker, SFPV, SK Dare, Scrappy FPV, and Hondo. Hondo, you made it in there, bud. You guys are in group number 1 of the quarterfinals. Group number 2 is going to be Chief, Joel Cruz, G-Man, Tree FPV, Vizzy, and Captain Crazy. You made it as well. Group number 3, Orange Stuff, Star, Dolma, Tombo, A-Drone, and Crash and Rebuild. Congrats to you guys making it all the way in there. And group number 4, AJ FPV, Shames, Sky, Skyfall FPV. That's not going to be confusing at all. Burf and What's Up. You guys are in group number 4. So, group number 1, guys, you guys need to be ready to go. Group number 2, 3, and 4, you guys can chill a little bit, grab a drink, hang out, enjoy the show while you guys get ready for your groups after a little bit later. FPR Dan, Halo Walker, SFPV, SK Dare, Scrappy FPV, and Hondo. You guys are in the hot seats coming up.
Whew, that's going to be quite the matchup.
Yeah.
Get ready to spectate, you two. Here we go.
Fingers on the button.
Waiting for it.
Waiting for it. It's loading. Yes.
All right. I'm in there.
Wait, what does it say? Yeah, keep 1 out of 5. Okay.
All right, you're in there? Where are you? Where are you,
Heat
Zoe?
1 of 5 qualifier?
No. You didn't get in there.
No.
That's okay.
All right. We're kicking everyone out.
You're all out of there. All right. That's why I hid my screen, so you guys wouldn't be... Hey, seriously, guys? Come on. If you're watching the show, watch the show. Don't jump and spectate for us, guys. We got to get in there. We got to get the show going. Don't make us delay us any longer than we need to. So chill out on jumping in the spectate, guys.
So, Zoe, you're on the bracket screen, and then you're looking at
I have my finger over the button.
Finals. Okay, let's go.
Why is it not?
Just give it a sec.
There we go.
I don't see you. Yeah, you are. There you are. There you
Yeah,
are.
she's in there.
Seriously, all you guys who jumped in here, I see your names, man. I'm gonna remember that. Like,
We see you.
like for fuck's sake, guys, get the hell out. Like, come on. I mean, we asked you guys respectfully, and
I
then
know
you
a
do
few
it
of those
anyway.
They're
guys
probably-
personally, too.
Tony, calm
Yeah,
down.
but-
They're
No,
probably not
man, get
listening.
out of there.
They're excited about the race.
Jeez,
You know,
right?
And plus you get the fun of racing yourself.
I guess that's
And
true.
you got in there, and you
All right.
won. You're actually the first one in there. Congratulations.
Oh, hey, what do I win? Give me $100.
All right. I'm going to kick this off right now. Let's get it going. We're a little bit behind schedule. Here is this is a quarterfinals, a Group 1, Heat 1.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
About
Thank
to go
you.
down.
I don't know who you're telling he's right to, Halo. Me or him? I don't know. Thanks, Joel. Appreciate it. Otherwise, maybe particular. I know, right? You know, it's just like we got a show to do, man. There's no reason for you guys to be jumping in there. Just saying. All right, here we go. Heat number 1 for the first one tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Let's find out who's going to take the cake here. Oh, maybe I should put the right cameras on for you guys. How about that? Scrappy FPV up in the front. Look at him in the purple drone. All the way towards the front of the pack. Halo Walker, SK Dare, Scrappy, your 1, 2, 3. Switching orders as they go through the spiral, dropping down to the second level. FPR Dan in the red drone, coming into the mix in the number 4 spot. But look at Halo Walker in the blue drone. Up the wall, the huge ascent. SK Dare hot on his tail, getting ready for that gigantic power loop as he starts lap number 2.
It is a fight for first right now.
Right? These guys are on top of each other. SK Dare in the green drone in the first position. Scrappy FPV in the number 2 spot. FPR Dan in red in the number 3 spot. Let's move over to FPR Dan's. Where's he at? There he is.
Scrappy ground. He's down.
Scrappy
Got a
goes down,
like a
drops to
bit
4th
of
place.
Time to make up right now.
FPR Dan, the number 2 spot. Huge power loop, ending lap number 2. Finishing off this race, will be in second place. SK Dare in first. Halo Walker in third. There's Scrappy coming in. Hondo having some issues. And it looks like maybe even SFPV. I'm not sure what happened with those guys.
Yeah, it looked like we had a couple technical issues there. We're going to rerun Heat number 1.
All right. Just a practice heat for you guys. That's all it was.
Good warm up.
Oh, yeah. Double Door's asking, hey, no race call voice tonight, huh? We can move us into that race call channel if we're ready for that.
Why did it just hit the spectate button on time this time?
Tony, did you get in? You did.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, let's move us up to the race call. How about that?
Sounds good. I can do that.
Oh, I was going to do it for you. I know you're busy doing stuff. All right, moved everybody in here for us. All right, great. Zoe, you still hear me?
Yeah. still
Okay,
here.
great. All right, just making sure everything's working like it should be. Give us just a second here, ladies and gentlemen, as we get this all set up and ready to go for heat number 1.
Everyone's in here. Let's give him that one shot there. Couple technical issues with the players. We'll give him that shot and see if we can do heat number 1.
Guys, hurry, I gotta pee again, Halo Walker says. What's Canoodle drinking? It's a magic juice, my friend. I'm drinking G Fuel, actually.
Got some juice.
It's a mixture of fruit punch and kiwi strawberry. It's pretty tasty.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's yummy. That came from Philoblasta over in the Twitch chat. Where's a lot of stickers, Vicious Vice, over in YouTube? Linuzo FPV says, I was full throttle as much as I could, and it was like 1 minute 17. Hypnosis FPV in YouTube chat says, I got 1:07. You guys could do it, man. Keep on going. Fruit Punch and Pixel Potion is a banger. I haven't tried that one, AK. How are you, Vizzy? It's Lee_TV in the Twitch chat. Says, let's go, Halo Walker. I don't think Halo Walker was in this group, was he? I think he was. I don't know. We're sticking with Hondo right now as he goes through gate number 1 and takes the early lead. Up top, the huge power loop, the drop down. It's now Halo Walker's race to lose from the front of the pack. Hondo now back in the front of the mix as well. Scrappy FPV up there with him. Let's switch over to SK Dare's view, who's got a few guys right in front of him as he goes through the grid wall.
Threading
The
the
needle.
right now.
Oh, man. Halo Walker, FPR Dan, SK Dare, your 1, 2, 3. It's Scrappy now moving into the mix in the number 2 spot, trying to get to the front of the pack. The huge power lap in lap number 2. Giant drop through the spiral, cutting it tight to the inside. It's SK Dare up front. Let's see if we can switch over to an orbit view and catch the rest of the pack behind him. Look how close they are. All through the grid. It's Scrappy coming for him.
He's getting closer to the pack.
That's incredible. SK Dare. Remember, this is that guy we were talking about earlier with that PlayStation controller, and he's about to take the win, ladies and gentlemen. Heat number 1, 56-52. That is incredible. Insane. By the way, if you guys want to see what that controller looks like, here it is. That is his PlayStation controller on his knee right there as he's screaming across this course. That's the one he's using right there, ladies and gentlemen. I like the grip that he's put up there. The electrical tape grip. That's insane.
Do we know what happened with SFPV?
We do not.
We restarted the last one partially because he had got kicked out. He came back in. It looks like he's lost connection, and I haven't been able to get a hold of him, so we're going to have to keep going.
No.
We got SK Dare, 10 points on the board, 56-52. FPR Dan with a 56-61. Scrappy FPV, 56-93. 5 points for him, 3 for Halo Walker, 1 for Hondo. Unfortunately for SFPV, was not able to get in that one. We'll get ready for heat number 2 in just a moment. Hashminer asked in the Twitch chat, is collision turned off? Can they crash into each other? Collisions are turned off, my friend. They cannot crash into each other. They can crash into everything else, just not each other.
That's...
There's no drone on drone violence around here. not in the sim, at least. We used to have collisions turned on, but there's a lot of issues with this, so we turned it off for now. Maybe we'll get that back in later time. I don't know. We'll see. We're trying to, we don't want to promote that violence. I'm just saying. There we go, off the blocks in heat number 2. There's Hondo's view again. Let's switch over to Scrappy FPVs. He comes out of that giant power loop and the huge dive as he sets up for the spiral next on the inside. Scrappy killing it right now. It's a big jumbled mess.
Right on his tail.
Look at these guys.
We got a hot pack together right now.
All over each other, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Scrappy in the mix in the number 2 spot. Looks like Halo Walker in that blue drone in the number 1 as they go through the power lap and start up number 2.
Oh. They are finding out the top 3.
There they are going through the spiral. Hugging the inside, super tight. Halo Walker, Hondo making a pass. Hondo having some trouble falling back just a little bit. FPR Dan in the red drone now coming up in the mix. And it's Halo Walker in the number 2, now number 1 spot on the giant ascent as my computer chugs along here. I'm sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Into the finish, it's FPR Dan. Yes, it is a 56-29. He'll get first place. Halo Walker in the number 2 spot with a 56-36 for him. There's your points after 2. Heat 17 for FPR Dan, a 10 and a 7. It's 15 points for SK Dare, 10 and 5. 10 points for Halo Walker. He'll get 3rd overall as it stands now. Scrappy FPV in the number 4 spot. Zoe, predictions for this group. We've got 3 heats to go. A lot can happen in those next 3 heats. What are you thinking?
Well, I mean, I feel like Halo Walker is right on the heels right now. Like, I feel like he pushes a little bit harder, a little bit tighter on his line. He could win this heat coming up. SK Dare's been putting down some hot times. But, I mean, I don't know. I feel like Scrappy FPV might have some fuel left in him to put down a hot lap. I
think you're absolutely right. I mean, we've got 3 more heats to go. Anything can happen. We saw SK Dare kill it in the first heat, but he had a little trouble in this next one. Ended up getting 3rd place on heat number 2. Let's see what happens in heat number 3 as they go. Halo Walker is throwing his predictions over here in the Twitch chat, ladies and gentlemen. He says, my predictions, FPR Dan in 1st, Halo Walker in 2nd, and SK in 3rd. That's mighty modest of him to he's putting himself in 2nd place. I'm wondering if there's something more to that. I'm just wondering.
Maybe so he doesn't put the heat on him thinking he's gonna win.
I don't know, maybe. SK Dare, maybe a little bit later you can tell us your rates or your settings. We got somebody asking in the YouTube chat. Jason H says, what settings does SK Dare use? I have a PS3 controller but can't get the sensitivity tuned properly. It does take a little while to get that just right. I feel like this music volume is just a tad loud. What do you guys think? Let me know out there in chat if the music is just a little loud. It's loud as hell in my ears.
You guys can do a quick dance. Just an update on SFPV was having a technical issue where the game was freezing loading into it. We're not going to reset any heats. I'm going to give him one last chance. He's restarting his computer, and we'll give him a minute to join, and he'll have to do extremely well in the next 3 heats.
All right. Jalen says, yeah, it's a little loud.
He's one of my original homeboys. I've raced with him quite a bit. He's a great pilot, and he swears by the simulator. So I'd really like to see him race and get in here and put down some times. I mean,
here he is. Let's give it a shot.
All right.
Come on, SFTV.
Yeah,
got this.
Okay, perfect. Okay, I lowered the music volume just a tad. It should be good now. Let me know, guys, if it's not. I'm happy to adjust it for you guys out there. I know it can be a little daunting from times if it's too loud. Linozo says the music's fine. Okay, great. Thank you. Oh, you saying I can turn the music up? Oh, man. I can't hear it now that it turned. I don't know, man. It's okay. I'm getting mixed signals from everybody. That's for sure. It's meant to be low in the background. So, just saying. All right, here we go. Heat number 3 underway. The power loop. We're on it. And it looks like SFPV is there and in the mix.
Right
This is him in the number 5 spot. Oh, taking the inside, making some major passes from SFPV. Now falling back just a little bit. As he goes into the split S, it's FPR Dan in the lead. Here's his view from the number 1 spot. We want to see someone behind him. Look at it. Scrappy FPV. He looks like he's got a couple guys in his sights. That was FPR Dan in the red drone. In front of him, Hondo in the orange drone as they start lap number 2 and fall into this huge dive. Setting up for that spiral.
SFPV and Halo Walker hit a couple things on the end, and they're currently in the back. They got some time to make up, but let's see what they can do.
Let's see, that's SFPV right there, frankly trying to get back up to the front of that pack, or at least catch up to that pack. Here's SK Dare's view from 4th place, and you can see that Halo Walker is just behind him. I'm trying to get you guys a good view, but it's not working out too well. Sorry about that. FPR Dan takes the heat with a 56-10. They'll get 10 points on the board. Hondo in the number 2 spot, 56-98 for him. Wicked Jester 39 over in the Twitch chat says rooting for Tennessee this time, baby. All right. Well, that would be Chief. He'll be in a little bit later. I don't know if there's anyone else here that is also.
It's absolutely crazy. FPR Dan had almost a second lead on that.
That guy was just killing it out there. 56-10 for him. 10 points on the board. That gives him 27 overall. 18 points for SK Dare, rocking that PlayStation controller. 13 for Scrappy. 10 for Halo. 9 for Hondo. And SFPV came back, got a point on the board for heat number 3. We'll see what happens in heat 4 and heat 5. Halo Walker says, what? Well, I can't. Yeah, what was that, Halo Walker? What was going on there in the end? I don't even know what he was doing. Do you know what he was doing over there? I couldn't. He looked like he was.
Well, it's nervous. Like, if you make one mistake in the heat, it's going to put you in the back of the pack. Even if you don't crash out, it's going to be really hard to gain enough speed to get up to the top 3.
You're so right, Zoe, especially on a track like this where you have such a full throttle track. Everyone is just screaming along here. Like she said, one minuscule little mistake, and that's it. You can be knocked all the way back of the pack. That's for sure. SFPV's view as he dives into this huge drop going into the spiral
SFPV.
next.
Drop this, buddy.
SFPV creeping up to the front now in 3rd as he goes into the split S just behind SK Dare. Now going to 4th through the grid. FPR Dan in his sights looking to strike. SFPV makes the pass, moves into 2nd place. It's Halo Walker in front of him that he's going after next. The power loop. SFPV dropping a little bit through that power loop on the dive down. Let's switch over to FPR Dan in the red drone. FPR Dan through the spiral, the second half of it. Trying to catch up to Halo.
Out a little bit. He's making it hard to catch up. Halo Walker has quite the lead right now.
Guy's
Pretty
killing
impressive.
it. The huge ascent followed by the last power loop right here before they scream into the finish. That final straight. Here it is. Halo Walker takes the win with a 56-28. FPR Dan in the number 2 spot with a 56-42. And it's SK Dare in the number 3 spot. Hondo making his way around.
Less than a half a second for the top 3 pilots. That is really impressive.
These guys were on top of each other. So there you have it. 4 heats down, 1 to go. Halo Walker gets that win, but unfortunately doesn't put him at the top. He's in 3rd overall with 20 points. It's 34 points for FPR Dan in the lead right now. SK Dare in 2nd, 23 points, 20 for Halo Walker. Scrappy with 13, 10 for Hondo, and 4 for SFPV as we go into this final heat of quarterfinal group number 1. Halo Walker got kicked. Uh-oh. Stop getting kicked, bro. Any other questions out there in the chat that you guys are looking to get answered? Let us know. Make sure you guys are tweeting at us at Drone Race League using the hashtag DRL Sim Live. It's right there underneath us. DRL Sim Live. Tweet at us at Drone Race League. You might win $100. You want to win some money, ladies and gentlemen?
Tony, get in there.
That's the way to go. I thought I was.
Yeah, it just reset.
Gotcha. I clicked the button.
Thank you.
Yep. So remember, guys, Tune In Awards. All you got to do is tweet at us on Twitter. Use the hashtag DRLSimLive. Tweet at Drone Race League. Don't forget also, if you're brand new, maybe you got the sim within this year. After January 1st, you guys could be qualified for the rookie leaderboard. All right, we've got a leaderboard specially made just for you guys. And the top 25, all you got to do is secure a spot in the top 25, having the fastest cumulative time across all the tournament tracks by March 26th, and you guys could win. Don't forget, we got regional leaderboards, we got weekly leaderboards, we even got participation awards. So if you think maybe I'm just not good enough to fly, and these guys are way faster than me, just get in the tournament and get through that qualifier, okay? It doesn't matter if you make it to that top 24, as long as you participate in the tournament. You guys are qualified for the participation award. So keep that in mind as well. Canyon Racer over on YouTube says, Zoe!
Canyon Racer!
That's all they said. How we doing over there?
I'm going to get it going. No sign of Scrappy FPV. He is dropped, and I can't get a hold of him, so we're going to move on with heat number 5.
All right, here we go. Halo Walker says, can I get an oh yeah? Oh yeah!
Oh, yeah.
Now we're talking turkey. What? What are we talking
I think
about?
Halo Walker is right in his predictions. I mean, if he does well in this heat, he could take that number 2 spot.
His predictions have been pretty spot on, which is just insane. I don't know how he does it. I don't know what he's got. He
just knows his opponents. Like, that's someone that practices a lot, flies with these guys all the time.
He's got one of those.
Has a good idea of what they can do on the track.
He's got one of those almanacs that gives all the predictions, went back in time, like Back to the Future. I'm just saying. I don't know. Maybe he does. We'll have to find out. Here we are, lap number 1 of the final heat. It's SFPV. We're looking through his eyes as he goes through the spiral. And it's Halo Walker in the mix now, dropping back down. It's SK Dare, the front of the pack. SFPV in chase as he goes through this haul. The giant ascent. And the power loop up to lap number 2. It's FPR Dan and the red drone in first place. Let's switch over to the outside cam as they drop down this huge pit of death. I'm just kidding. They don't die. They're in the spiral now. It's FPR Dan, SK Dare in that order. Now SFPV trying to get into the mix. And the yellow drone, watch him try to go for this pass as he goes through the grid. Falls back to 4th place. Now the ascent. FPR Dan looking good. It's his race to lose. This is SFPV in 2nd place, though. He could get him here on the power loop. Who's going to have the tighter run? It's the scream to the finish. FPR Dan takes the win. SFPV hot on his tail takes 2nd. And Halo Walker in 3rd for our final heat of group
I think
number
that
1.
means we might have a shake-up here.
You know what that means, though? That means that, unfortunately, Halo Walker's predictions were not quite right.
He was close.
They were close, though.
They were close.
They were close. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The results from group number 1. FPR Dan, 44 points on the board. SK Dare, the guy with the PlayStation controller, in 2nd place. He'll be moving on with FPR Dan. Halo Walker in the number 3 spot, also moving on. Why are you laughing over there?
Because it's just insane.
Right?
The simulator at a high level with the PlayStation controller just blows my mind.
And he kills it. Like, the guy's crazy.
He absolutely did.
Yeah. So remember, guys, the top 3 from each group are moving on to the next group. So that means FPR Dan, SK Dare, Halo Walker. You guys are all moving on. We'll catch you guys a little bit later. Scrappy, SFPV, and Hondo. Unfortunately, your time here is done. And we'll get into our next group in just a moment. Woo! Now, group
Let's
number 2.
open up group number 2. You guys ready to go?
Yeah. Remember, group number 2, guys. Chief, Joel Cruz, G-Man, Tree FPV, Vizzy, and Captain Crazy. You guys are in the hot seat now. I don't want you to say it out loud. I was just going to wait for till I saw it.
Yeah. Zoe and Tony, you guys can spectate, please.
I'm there.
Boom. I'm
Let's
on the
see
ball
here.
now. I know what's going on. I figure out how I can actually get in there without having to be told twice.
There you go. We got a question over here from YouTube. Jason H is asking, how much do these pilots practice and how many hours do they have logged on this sim? That is a fantastic question. They have been practicing like crazy right now. Okay. I'm talking hours and hours. I'm at my desk all day long working, and I'm seeing these guys online because I've got them on my friends list, or maybe I see them in Discord flying in the sim. They're in there all day. They're flying like endless hours right now. I would imagine that most of these guys are probably putting in between 6 to 8 hours a day in practice just for this event. It's pretty insane. I know there's some people out there that have well over 1,000 hours in the sim, and there's some people out there that only have maybe a couple hundred of hours in the sim. So it's a big range from these guys. Some of these guys are fairly new. Some of these guys have been around for a little while. So it's different each way. But fantastic question. Keep them coming, guys. If you guys got questions, we got answers for you. Lenuzo FPV over on YouTube says, I had 20 hours on the sim. LOL. Don't LOL at that. That's how you start, my friend. That's how you start, right? Let's see here. If you guys have more questions, throw them out there.
Pilots.
PlayStation controller coming in the clutch. I know, right? Query over in the.
I still can't believe
Twitch.
that. Like, does he really have a PlayStation controller? Like, what's the trickery?
He does. It's no joke. It's no trick. He really does. And he does really good at it. He's been doing it with us for a long time. That's the crazy part. He's not new to the DRL sim. He's been flying with us for a while. He was flying in us last season as well. The guy just knows what he's doing. And he likes that. He just prefers the size of it. He's gotten really used to it. So for him, it's what works, Here we go into heat number 1 of group number 2. And they're off the blocks and into the first gate. Captain Crazy making his mark right at the front of the pack. This is his view now, falling back to 6th place now. Let's go over to Chief in the red drone. They're that close that their orders just continue to change. Chief now jumping to the front of the pack. No, maybe it is. Yes, it is. It is him. Chief in the red drone on the ascent to start lap number 2 in just a moment. It's Joel Cruz in second and Tree FPV in third. The huge
Chief's
power
got
loop.
quite the lead right now. I gotta say, it's gonna be hard to catch up to him unless he makes a mistake at the point.
Chief is killing it. Look, you can see the rest of the pack back there. They are not that close. Let's go over to Joel Cruz, and you can see he's trying to catch up to that red trail. Hot on his tail, that is, as much as he can through the hall. It's Joel Cruz in second place on the ascent into that final power loop before he heads off to the finish. He's not going to be able to pass Chief unless Chief makes the slightest bit of a mistake. And you know what? Chief does not. 56-11 for him. He'll take first place in his group for the first heat. Joel Cruz with a 56-67 for second place, and Tree FPV with a 57. One of the questions we were asked from last tournament was, what were these guys' qualifying times? And that's a great question. Maybe, I don't know if FP Vegan or Travis, if you could tell us, maybe just give us a few of those times that some of these guys maybe were getting at some point, so we have that kind of an idea of how they're faring versus their qualifying times.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll take a look at the times for you. I had Chief right here. He actually qualified in second place tonight with a 55.34.
Man. So now remember, in qualifying, these guys are having the ability to just continue to fly that track over and over during that 30-minute time. But now they gotta wait between heats. They can't reset, the whole race if they want to. They're flying against 5 other guys, so the pressure's on, the nerves are on. They're dealing with a lot right now. We always say at DRL, there's 3 things that you're dealing with. You're dealing with the other pilots, you're dealing with the track, and you're dealing with the nerves. That's who you're racing against when you're racing. These guys all have the same drone. They're all dealing with the same kind of stuff as far as the drone itself. But the difference is how they handle that pressure in these races, because you know what? It's different for everybody. Zoe, you've raced before. I've raced before. Some people can handle it, and some cannot. Some have a hard time coping with it, and there's different strategies for it all over the place.
That's the biggest thing. Like, when you're racing a live race, it feels completely different than when you're practicing. So the heat and pressure's on you to put down that time, and you tend to make way more mistakes when you do.
Yeah.
So yeah, like it's a whole different thing. And learning how to handle that pressure, I think, is one of the biggest things a racer has to really conquer.
I could not agree more with you. That's probably one of the most difficult things to deal with on the track. Especially
we got a really tight pack right now.
Let's take a look at it. We'll get that outside view for you guys. Look at these guys screaming along through that spiral. It's just a jumbled mess from these guys, but it's Chief.
Oh, this is awesome.
In the red drone, who's in the lead. Joel Cruz in second in the blue drone. That's Tree.
Oh, it is an absolute fight for first place.
In green right there, now falling to 4th place. But look at Chief, man. This guy's out front, and he's killing it right now. This is his drop as he heads towards that spiral. Watch him take the insides. Oh, this is just insane. Chief just Oh, no! Big mistake from Chief!
No!
What a fumble from him as he goes all the way back to 5th place. He's got a lot of work to do with no time to do it. tough break for
Oh,
Chief,
no,
but it's
Chief,
Joel
no.
Cruz who capitalizes on this, moves into first place and holds on all the way in. Tree FPV in second, G-Man in the number 3 spot. Oh, Chief.
Oh,
One little
no.
bump right there, man. One bump.
That's all
Oh.
it takes. One little mistake can put you behind so much.
You know, especially with a track like this, especially with a talent pool like this, you can't get away from it. You bump one thing, that's it. You know? Oh, heartbreaking for Chief here on heat number 2, especially going from 10 points in heat number 1. Oh, man.
It's rough.
So he gets a 59-27, only 1 point on the board for him. It's 17 points, though, for Joel Cruz in the lead, 12 for Tree FPV, and 11 for Chief overall. G-Man with 8, Captain Crazy with 3 points, and Vizzy with 1. Let's hear those predictions.
He's been running consistently.
Say
He's going
again?
to do some really good times, I believe, going forward. And Chief, now that he has that loss on this last heat, he's going to feel even more pressure to put down a good time.
Zoe, that's
And that
such a good
pressure
point.
could be good or bad, depending on how he takes it.
Well, if we're talking to Fluxy, he'll tell you that pressure is great. He loves that pressure. But most pilots are not a fan of it. I, myself, not a fan of that. So, you know,
I
who
think I do
knows?
better under pressure. Like, if I know I'm down in a race, for some reason, I just click in and I get it done.
Do you? Okay. That doesn't work for me at all. I gotta calm myself. I gotta relax. I gotta, just kind of think about other things and then go. But yeah, some pressures, we're talking about, like, remember back in high school when you're like, oh, I gotta do that project. I got 2 weeks to do it, and then you do it the night before. That's the pressure I'm good with. I can complete that stuff in the last minute, but flying, that pressure, I gotta try and erase that out of my head. Halo Walker gave his predictions in the Twitch chat. He said orange first. Star second, but I didn't catch what he was doing for third. We'll have to find out. Maybe somebody else. He said not sure about third. All right, well, when you figure that one out, let us know. I'm curious myself. Oh, you're talking about overall. I'm talking about this one here, Group 3. Let us know. This is Joel Cruz we're following along through before he heads into that split S. It's Chief FPV, or I'm sorry, just Chief, I should say, in the red drone in front of him on the ascent. In first place, Tree in third. He's got the eyes on Joel Cruz, looking to strike, and now falls to fourth place. It's G-Man in the yellow drone, moving ahead of him. The dive now into the spiral, all starting out wide, cutting the inside. A little wider than normal from these guys. Usually we're seeing a little bit of a tighter turn. Tree goes down, has some trouble through that split S, and falls all the way to fifth place. Here's Chief in second place, now first. On the power loop. And the run to the finish, it's Chief in the lead, and he gets it, 55-75. Joel Cruz in second. This one is Chief first, Joel second, G-Man third, Halo says. We'll find out. And it's that order right now for that race, so we'll find out. Star in the chat over there in Twitch says, I'll try to make yours come true, though. That's so nice of you. All right, so 3 heats down, 2 to go. And we got 24 points on the board for Joel Cruz. Fantastic job so far from him. Chief with 21. That devastating heat number 2 that he had is really hurting him right now. Imagine had he not gotten that. This guy would probably be in the number 1 spot. But he's got 2 more to go, so anything can happen here. 13 points for G-Man, 12 for Tree. And Vizzy.
It's a fight right now for third place. It's
It
everyone's
is.
game still.
And
Chief and Joel, they're fighting for first place right now with points.
That's something to take a look at, too. Zoe, good point that you bring that up, because these guys are 1 point apart. G-Man and Tree we're talking about, the yellow and the green drone guys, 1 point apart. And remember, the top 3 move on. The bottom 3 are done for the night. So a lot on the line here as we go into these last couple heats and who's going to make it, especially with these guys being so close. So we'll find out what happens in just a little bit. Soy FPV, what's going on over there in the Twitch chat? How are you? It's Lee FPV, or it's Lee TV says, let's go, boys. They never lowered their throttle. Hypnosis over in YouTube chat says they never lowered their throttle. You're absolutely right, man. Yeah, you got to lower that throttle a little bit every once in a while. That just shows how good these guys are. Right? They're crazy. Off the blocks and into the first gate. G-Man making his mark as we look through his eyes into that power loop and the dive down. He's got Chief in red in front of him and Joel Cruz in blue in front of him. Joel Cruz cutting the inside turn on the spiral. Chief in red. G-Man now falling to fourth place. Vizzy up in the front mix. Let's switch over to Chief's view. It really is. Let's take a look at Chief, and you can see the pack behind him as he goes through this power loop. That's Joel Cruz in the blue drone. right there on the left side, now right side of the screen as they drop into this spiral. Chief is just killing it. Here's Tree in his view from 4th place. Underneath the bridge for him, he chose not to split that grid. Might be a wise decision and not risk that crash. It's G-Man in front of him in the yellow
Looks like
drone.
we're about to have a tie for 1st place coming up here with Chief taking 1st and Joel taking 2nd.
Chief gets the lead on this heat, 55.92, and it's a 56.25 for Joel. G-Man in 3rd place with a 56.79. Captain Crazy and Vizzy, you're 5th and 6th. It's Tree in 4th. Woo! So what does that mean? We got a tie. You just said that. Didn't you just call that?
Yeah, I just said that.
You just said that. I was like, I know you said that. There it is. 31 points for these guys. But now we have a tie in points, but we don't have a tie in placement. And here's why. If you guys look at the time that's to the right of the number 31, the overall time for Joel Cruz is a 3:45.29 versus Chief's overall time of a 3:47.06. So that means even with the tie points, the faster time goes to that person. The higher rank goes to that person with the faster time. One heat to go though. That's obviously going to change because they're not going to get the same points going into heat number 5.
Right.
We'll see what happens. Don't forget, we're trying to figure out who's making the top 3 to move on to the next round from this group. That's what they're trying to compete for at the moment. But overall, it's trying to get first in the tournament tonight to secure the 2nd seat for the top 12 in the finals later on April 2nd this year. Drones loading in on the podiums, and the lights are up. And there you have it. Joel Cruz, his view as he goes through this first gate. Now the power loop. It's Chief and G-Man around him. The pack is tight, though. Look at him drop. Joel Cruz has it as it stands right now. Chief taking the inside. Goes for the pass. Makes it happen. Falls back. Gets it again. Under the bridge. It's Chief in the lead. Joel Cruz in 2nd place. Joel Cruz hot on his tail. He's just a skip of a beat behind. Maybe a props length at best. Joel Cruz in 2nd now. Oh, big mistake from Chief.
No, Chief. No.
Chief hits the gate. He goes down, ladies and gentlemen. Oh.
The heat was too much. The pressure was just getting to him.
Oh, just one little minor mistake, and that drops him all the way back. Chief now playing catch-up. It's Joel Cruz and G-Man fighting for the front of the pack. G-Man moves to the front.
What?
Joel Cruz and Vizzy now in 2nd place. The battle behind him unfolds. Tree in the mix. On the screen to the finish. Look at that. It's too close to call. G-Man takes it with a 56.52. Zoe. Oh. Chief had that horrible mistake there at that bridge section. Clips it, goes down.
Like 2 pilots got the exact same time in the last heat.
Let's see. Where do you see that?
That's on the last page.
56.65 for Joel Cruz and a 56.65 for Vizzy. Now, there's a reason that one person gets the higher rank. We talked about it earlier. There are 2 numbers that we are not displaying on the screen. That's part of their time, and we just don't display it for space purposes. But there are 2 more numbers there in the back end that determines what their time is. So Joel Cruz getting the faster time, he gets the higher points. But it's Joel Cruz in 1st overall for group number 2, 32 points for Chief and 28 points for G-Man. That's your top 3 for this group. Moving on to the semifinals. Tree, Vizzy, and Captain Crazy. Unfortunately, you guys are done for tonight. Woo!
That was insane. That was a really good set of heats.
That was nuts. Really quick over in YouTube chat, Epic FPV, you said, what the fuck do they do when you get the same time? Well, hopefully I answered your question. Good question, but hopefully that answers your question for you, brother. There are 2 more numbers that are part of their time that we just don't display, like I said. So even though you get the same time for those first portion of the numbers, you're not getting it for the last. Happened Tuesday stream as well. Yeah, it did, Leafy. It did. Mike Camping in FPV over on YouTube says, that's my guy, Joel. Yeah. You got it. All right, we'll wait for the next one. Remember,
Group 3's opening up.
Group number 3 is coming up in just a moment. I'll give you guys those names. We got Adrone, Orange Stuff, Star, Dolma, Tombo, and I believe, is it Crash and Rebuild in this one too? I don't have the last person shown up yet.
Yeah,
it is. There it is.
I mean, Orange
Let's
Stuff,
kick
I
it
think
off.
right now is the person to beat in this.
Yeah, let's go.
In my opinion.
Say again.
I think Orange Stuff is the guy to beat in this set of heats.
Well, I think you couldn't be more spot on. The guy's got killer times. He's proven it. He knows what he's doing. He's been around for a while. If there's someone that knows how to race in any of these groups, Orange Stuff's definitely a guy to do that. See some exciting things happen here in this first heat of group number 3.
At this point in time, I honestly think it's a mental game because he knows he's fast, and it could really only take a couple screw-ups for him to.
That's all.
Stay behind the.
Well, we saw it happen with Chief in the last one, right?
Yeah.
That definitely happens. The drop down. These guys are going for it. The gate before the spiral. Tombo, A-Drone, Orange Stuff, Dolma, all at the front of the pack right now.
Such a tight heat.
These guys are crazy fast through that grid. They're breaking distances here. It's Orange Stuff in the red drone. Don't be confused by his name. Up the ascent and into the power loop for lap number 2. Tombo, though, right on his tail. And the drop down for Tombo. Star just behind him in third place as they go into the spiral. Takes the inside. Star pulling a sideways turn, preloading that turn actually, but not quite the tightest one he could do. However, he stays with the front 2. Now trying to get the pass on Tombo. Tombo holding him at bay. It's the ascent. Star looking for his opportunity. He's not finding it. Taking the inside. He might have passed Tombo. Oh, not quite.
Ooh.
It's a photo finish for those two. Star takes it in front of Tombo, but just behind Orange Stuff, who gets first
it was literally
place.
a millisecond between the two. That is impressive.
I can't believe he was staying with him for so long. He was looking for that pass. Star ended up getting it right there at the end, taking second and getting 7 points on the board. Star 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, that is. And it's a 56-22, 10 points for Orange Stuff, 5 for Tombo. Dolma, who gets 4th place, he'll get 3 points. Adron with 1, and Crash and Rebuild, no points for him so far. But we've got plenty more heats to go in group number 3. Zoe, prediction for this group yet? You said Orange Stuff. I think I'm with you on that one.
Yeah, I think my boy Orange Stuff has got this. I mean, I've watched him race before, and he's very consistent. He knows how to handle the pressure, and quite honestly, I think he was at the DRL Tryouts live in Vegas last year, and he was one of the top 6 pilots in that.
He was, yeah. The guy's crazy. But you know what? I don't want to discount Star here because Star, man, it takes a lot of talent to be sitting in 3rd place like that, seeing another guy buzz around you in your face, and you're trying to get that pass, but you're also trying to hold it together long enough. You're trying to not get tunnel vision on the guys in front of you. So hats off to you, Star. Great job on that pass there at the very end. Here we are in heat number 2, though, in the spiral already. And it's Tombo, Star, and Crash.
Yeah.
Look at how close these guys are.
It's insane.
Oh!
Absolutely insane.
6 drones all squeezing through that grid. And Dolma had a great view of it from the back of the pack. Now he moves up to 3rd, 4th, now 5th. Balls back a little bit. Look, I'm sticking it
absolutely
here.
battling it out for 1st place right now.
Look at Orange Stuff in the front. Look at Star in blue. He's trying to get that pass on him. He cannot catch up. Orange Stuff's doing a great job keeping that distance from the guys behind him. Dolma makes a little mistake. That falls back for him. Here's Star's view from 2nd place. I don't know if he's going to be able to catch Orange Stuff here. How about Tombo? Uh-oh.
Ooh.
Tombo's a little bit behind. It's going to be ducks in a row into the finish gate. Orange Stuff, Star, Tombo, you're 1, 2, 3, 56.03, 56.28, and a 56.43 for the top 3 guys. Man. Halo Walker's giving us predictions all over the place out there in Twitch, by the way. I think he's changed his did you change your predictions, Halo? Or are these new ones? Okay. I don't even know what's going on anymore. No, he says, no, I haven't. Okay. No, don't worry. Okay. All right. Just making sure. There's your results from heat number 2. Look at Orange Stuff, though. 2 10s on the board already. 152.26 overall time.
So far, he's been extremely consistent. I think he's got this one in the bag.
Yeah, 56.22 and a 56.03. Man, if he could do that 3 heats in a row, man, that's some talent right there. But Star right behind him. And look at the time split between Orange Stuff and Star. It's not like Star's way back there. He's hot on his tail. He's literally
only a few milliseconds behind. It could be anyone's game still.
Absolutely. 3 more heats to go. We'll find out here in a moment what's going to happen in heat number 3, 4, and 5 for this group.
Just to point out as well that Orange Stuff actually lost the Tuesday race by 1 millisecond.
Oh, over here switching screens left and right. That's crazy.
That is so wrong.
That is crazy.
So you know he's heated. You know he's got that passion right now to win that.
Oh, yeah. Nate Key, 2005. I'll get to that in a second, brother. Dolma, his view through the power loop. as we try to figure out who's going to take the first lead here and hold on to it long enough to call it their own. Look at it's purple and blue in the front. A-Drone and Star. Now Crash and Rebuild in the mix. Now it's Orange Stuff in the red. Also in the mix. There's Orange Stuff right there in the red drone. The whole rest of the pack is with him. These guys are not splitting up at all. Oh, right there. That was a differentiator for Orange Stuff. He did that turn a little bit tighter through that power loop. Pulled ahead. But the rest of the guys now caught up. Here they are through the spiral.
Oh, this is so close.
This is
probably the closest key of the night so far.
That was a great split S from Orange Stuff to pull away from the pack. Now the ascent and the end of lap 2 coming up with this final power loop. No one's going to be able to catch up to him. On the final straight, Tombo just behind. Orange Stuff takes the win for this group. Woo! Man.
That was intense.
And there it is. Another 10 on the board from Orange Stuff. That's 30 points for him so far.
Potentially do meh going forward and still take number 1. Like, he's got 10-point or 11-point lead. That is intense.
I mean, this is, you know, when you're on a streak like that, you start to get a little bit more nervous and more nervous as you go through these heats, right? So
I say if I'm on a streak like that, I'd be like, okay, I can relax now.
there you go, right? Now, it depends. There's some guys that are really competitive and they want to get perfect 10s the entire time. And there's some people that say, you know what, the stress is not worth it. I'm getting it. I'm moving on. I'm okay with not getting maybe first every single time. And other people are not that way. So who knows, right? I can definitely see Chief and Orange Stuff battling this out in the finals. Soy says over on Twitch. I think you're right, man. Definitely, absolutely. I've been running 57 to 60 degree tilt, but I'm nowhere near full throttle on this track. Is it Majojo FPV over in the YouTube channel? Thanks so much for that, man.
Next he is up.
Dolma, his view again. I'm switching over to Orange Stuff as he plays chase behind. It looks like that was Star in that blue drone. I couldn't quite tell. There's a drone in purple through the spiral. So it's not all about the cam angle, Halo Walker says. I agree, man. I agree. It's not all about that. It's about pilot skill for sure. Through the hall.
His line, getting up front.
Look at Tombo's FPV view as he plays chase behind Dolma, Orange Stuff, and A drone. Now Crash and Rebuild finding his way to the front. Now falls back down. It's Orange Stuff in the lead. Star just behind him. Through the spiral. Switched cameras on you guys. Sorry about that.
Orange Stuff is just absolutely savage.
Look at him go through that grid section as if that gate wasn't small at all. And that thing is tiny. It's barely bigger than the drone. Orange Stuff heading into the final power loop. And the run to the finish. Look at that tight line that he takes. A-Drone trying to get up there, but he's not able to do it. Orange Stuff takes the lead. Star in second. Dolma in third.
We're literally seeing a fight for second and third place right now because first place is almost always Orange Stuff. Like, he has been killing it.
And these guys who are behind him are just waiting. They're just hoping that he makes a mistake. Yeah, and he's not doing it. 10 points on every heat for Orange Stuff so far. That gives him 40 points overall, and he's definitely clinched his spot moving on to the semifinals.
Doesn't mean at this point in time he could lose the next heat and still win first place?
Absolutely. He could just sit out this. He can go get a cup of coffee if he wants. It doesn't matter. He's got this.
I'm out, guys. We're just gonna sit this one out, have a cup of coffee, enjoy.
Right now, what really matters though is look at third and fourth, Tombo and Dolma, 17 points and 9 points. Now, if Dolma can pull off a first place win here, he could definitely squeeze Tombo out if Tombo doesn't get any points or maybe just 1 point. But he's got to be hoping on that. Let's see what happens in heat number 5 and who will move on to the semifinals with Orange Stuff and the guys from Group 1 and Group 2.
Just congrats to Orange Stuff. That was a great set of heats.
That was, right? I wonder what do you think his strategy is going to be here in the last heat of this group?
To push it. I don't think he's going to let go. He's going to keep pushing like he's raced just last 4 heats.
I think you're right on that one. I mean, you know, I don't know. I think I would still try to go for it as well and use it kind of as a practice run, you know? But I'd still be pushing it. Crash and Rebuild's view as he dives down and sets up for the spiral next. It's A-Drone and the purple drone just in front of him on the outside of the spiral turn for him. Orange Stuff, Star finding their way to the front of the pack. The whole group now getting through that. Oh, Crash and Rebuild with a big fumble as he goes through that grid. Here's A-Drone's view from first place on the ascent. As he goes into the power loop, A-Drone makes a big mistake as well. Now he's got to play catch up on lap number 2. Here's Tombo in the green drone, heading into the spiral, cuts the turn super tight. Beautiful job from Tombo.
Orange Stuff. Star's got a very small gap between him and Orange Stuff. He might be able to pull it out, but Orange Stuff is taking the lead and gaining a larger gap between the two.
Here's that run to the finish. It's Orange Stuff in the lead. Look at Star just behind him. He's fallen back a little bit. No chance to catch up. Oh. Dolma coming in with
Orange
a
Stuff with 5 consecutive wins. That was absolutely impressive.
crazy. 50 points on the board for Orange Stuff. A 4:40.15 overall time. Star gets 33 points for second. And it's Tombo who gets third place with 22 points overall. Those three guys moving on.
Let it sink in for a second. Between Orange Stuff and Star, for total time, less than 2 seconds.
Less than 2 seconds, and look at the point spread difference, right? But
that is insane.
Orange Stuff was just not letting go of that first place position. He came here to win it. He was doing it. He wasn't going to let go of it. He was getting off the blocks so fast and just not making a single little mistake. Oh,
yeah.
Man,
Absolutely
oh,
impressive.
man. Well, we'll head over to group number 4, the quarterfinals, and figure out who our last 3 are going to be.
Please spectate group 4.
Got it. Thank you guys, everybody out there. I appreciate you guys backing off on that spectate. I really appreciate it, guys. It means a lot to us. It's a big difference for us. So thank you for everybody holding back on that. Enoch FPV, in the YouTube chat. Thank you for throwing that out there, brother. Swift Duck FPV. What's going on, man, in the YouTube chat? Go around the track and do tricks through gates instead of looking for fast times. Can't blame me for that, right? I wouldn't mind that either, right? Oh, wow, this is real life. That's Zoe FPV. Oni, is that, how do you say that? Oni Drog _1. Hopefully I didn't butcher your name. That is Zoe FPV right there.
It is.
In the flesh. But I've got first and second. Okay, that was
Virtually in the flesh.
Yeah, right. One way or the other, right?
Although some spec think that I'm actually just a hologram spectating this whole race, and that DRL painstakingly recreated me just for this event.
That's actually true. It's 100% true. Oh, Oni Drug. I got it right. Okay, good. Well, Zoe is right there for you, man. All right, here we go. Underneath the bridge through the grid section. We got Sky Was Up, Shames, AJFPV, Skyfall FPV, and Burf.
Battle.
As these guys
Sky
scream up to
Shames
lap
are
number
just
2.
Absolutely duking out right now is insane.
You know what? Shames is definitely a guy to watch here. He's been killing it lately on the leaderboards. He's been a guy to look at for several years now. He's well known in the community. He's killing it out there in the races. Shames is just on fire right now in that blue drone. Sky and Shames battling it out through the hallway. And the ascent. Shames makes a mistake. It goes down. Sky takes over the position, but it's Skyfall who's now playing catch up in 3rd place. His view through the power loop. The final run to the finish. It's Sky and AJ and Skyfall just behind in 3rd. Oh, Shames. I wonder if it was the commentator's curse. You know, you hear you hear your name called in the background, and then that throws you off your groove. You know, I don't know. He's not in the channel with us, so maybe he didn't.
I mean, if
hear
I
us.
was racing, I would not be listening to the commentary. That would throw me off all day long.
So surprisingly, some people want that, and some people don't want it at all. So, you know, it kind of goes either way, right? Who knows? There it is. Heat number 1, Sky. 10 points on the board. AJFPV with 7. Skyfall with 5. 3 for Was Up. 1 for Burp. And unfortunately, Shames had that mistake in lap 2, and it was just too much for him there. He was just no opportunity for him to catch up. We'll see what he does, though, in Heat 2, 3, 4, and 5. But that can definitely screw with you. Like we talked about that earlier, Zoe. You know, you get that fumble in one heat, and then you feel like you're playing catch-up the rest of those heats, right?
Yeah, it's a mental game, really. And at this level of racing, it's all about your demeanor, how you carry yourself, and not letting the pressure get to you.
And that's a hard thing to do. That's a really hard thing to do. Those nerves, man, they definitely can get in the way of things. Here we are, heat number 2 of the 4th group. In the quarterfinals, it's Sky's view on the drop down. Switching over to Skyfall in the green drone, who's playing chase in 4th place right now as he goes through the spiral. He's got AJ Was Up.
Whew.
And Shames just in front of him. Now Sky as well in front of him.
They're battling it out. This is, woof.
On the ascent to the power loop to start lap number 2. And it's AJFPV in the red drone gets there first. Sky in yellow second. Uh-oh! Skyfall with a fumble as he goes down, literally, into the spiral. Switching over to Was Up in third place. The orange drone through the split S. It's Sky just ahead of him. And we lost someone in the front of the pack. I'm not sure.
Yeah, AJ dropped out. I think he had some crash, unfortunately.
AJ in the red drone now playing catch up from fourth place as he's got Burf in front of him now through the power loop. And the final run to the finish.
This one.
Sky gets the win, 56-49. And we were having, what, 55-second times earlier, Zoe? I don't think we're seeing those this run through. But you know what? It is only 2 heats in. They got a few more to go. Things can definitely change. But Sky's putting his marks on the board and gets 20 points already. Was Up and AJ.
Yeah, I bet,
each.
$20 on Sky to take the next heat.
Oh! All right. Sky's getting the next heat. All right, what do you guys think in the chat? Let us know. Also, for those of you watching from all the different platforms, whether you're on YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch, make sure you guys tweet at us. Tweet at Drone Race League. Use the hashtag DRL Sim Live right there on the bottom of the screen, ladies and gentlemen. And you can win yourself $100. All you got to do is send a tweet. You might win some money. Hey, Zoe, make an account for us and send some tweets in, okay? I'll split the money with you, all right? Got you? Got you. All right, good. Canoodle, the good thing about listening to y'all is the spotting aspect of it. I know when to push and when to keep it smooth and safe. Halo Walker says in the Twitch chat. You know what, man? I've heard that quite a bit, and that's definitely a thing to look forward to if you are a pilot and you can hear the commentators. It gives you that ability to know what's going on in the pack, right? Can't go wrong with that. As long as she's not calling your name, then it just makes it so awkward.
Right? I hear my name like, oh.
All right, here we go through the power loop. This is Sky's view. As it looks like he was neck and neck with somebody. I'm going to switch over to that outside view as they go. Oh, my God. Look how close these guys are. Through that spiral.
Absolutely insane.
AJ in the red drone moves to the front of the pack. It's Skyfall in green in second and Sky in yellow in third on the ascent. The scream up top. Full throttle all the way up. Nice rollover. Sky going with the sideways approach as he goes into the power loop, but then levels back out. And now that huge
AJ's
dive
got
down.
a nice lead right now. It's going to be hard to catch up with Sky.
I
might have not called this one right. I mean, I might have to give AJ some money.
Am I going to win $20 here? I didn't throw my guess, so I guess I couldn't possibly win that.
Come on, Sky.
There's AJ's view. Let's go over to Sky's view from second place. Look how far he is from AJ. It's just a little bit, and AJ takes the win. Sky gets second place, and Zoe loses $20, unfortunately.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that one.
Well, you technically didn't lose it to anybody because I didn't throw out a counter bet for you, and I don't know that anyone else did.
I think I lost it to the entire audience, so I owe them, like $100,000.
Oh my God, that's a lot of money. Can only hear. Oh yeah. All right, so there it is. 3 heats done. 27 points on the board for Sky. Does not get first place in heat number 3. It's going to throw him off just a little bit as he goes into heat number 4 and 5. But it's AJ who gets 10 points for heat 3, and he secures 20 points overall. 13 for Was Up. Heat 4 and 5 coming up. I wonder what would happen on that small gate after the split S if a collision was turned on. Gray Floppy says in the Twitch chat. It would be drone carnage. There would be drone bits just all over the place, right, Zoe? I mean, that's it.
Yeah, no, they're so close in the pack. It would just be absolute carnage. If we had collisions.
Yeah. I don't know because everyone's going at the same speed. I think they would just go through at the same time, and then that would just blow to pieces, and that would be the end of the race right there. So, good thing we can do this in the sim though. There's no collisions, so we could squeeze them all through, a 1x1 square. That's just barely big enough to fit the drone.
They're so close right now.
Shame Sky, AJ, you're 1, 2, 3 through the spiral, out of it now into the split S and the grid section. Shame's killing it right now. AJ, FPV in the red. Sky in yellow. In the number 3 spot, here's his view as he goes into the power loop for heat number 2. Sky dropping into the pit of death. AJ,
Sky
FPV.
Games are so close right now. It's anyone's game.
Look at that right there. Zoe, you are so right. Look at these guys. Neck and neck on top of each other through that split S. AJ does a great job pulling ahead, though. Sky in yellow looking for his mark. Look at him go sideways on this ascent. That helps him take the inside and gain some ground. And he's trying to put the moves on AJ before the run to the finish. Can Sky do it? Oh! AJ gets first.
That was a great heat. They both went at the same time. That was so intense.
Oh, man. AJ just barely squeaking in front of Sky on heat number 4. That was crazy. Woo!
Wow.
Simon Saucy over in YouTube says, Zoe, I'll send you my PayPal. Winky face. Majojo FPV, hashtag DRL Sim Live, stuff for final. Majojo, you got to tweet at us with that hashtag. Tweet at Drone Race League with that hashtag. Yeah. Night Train FPV in the YouTube channel says DRL Sim is still half off. I believe only $10, guys. Get it while it's the best price. You're so right, brother. It is only $10 on Steam, guys. So if you want to get it, you could get it, and you can still compete in the rest of the tournaments coming up. It's not too late.
Like, seriously, like, if you have a regular Xbox controller, PS4 controllers, $10 to get into FPV is a great deal.
No kidding. And you might get a $50,000 contract for the 2020 season, ladies and gentlemen. All right, one more heat to go in Group 4, the quarterfinals. Let's find out who's going to make it. But I want to, real quick, before we leave the screen, Was Up and Skyfall. Watch them. They're the ones to look at in this next heat, guys. 13 points for Was Up and 12 points for Skyfall. But it's still anyone's game for Shames. He can still get in there and get into third, quite possibly. So you never know. Right now, obviously, Sky and AJ are going to be moving on. But Was Up, Skyfall, Shames, and Burf all still in the mix for third place. Who's going to get it? You guys tell us who's going to get third place between those four guys. Let's find out.
I have my money on Shames. I don't know why.
All right. Yeah. I don't want to disagree with you. I'm with you on that one. I think he's going to get it too. Normally, I like to just bet against people anyway, but I got to agree with you on that one. That's a good one. Oni Drog in the Twitch chat says, best $10 I ever spent. You're right, brother. You are absolutely right. Here we go. Heat number 5. And they're through the first power loop. I'm going to switch over to somebody just, I wanted to say a little farther back, but I couldn't get that view. There's What's Up's view of the front 4. Maybe that's 5. I can't. No, it's front 4. Through the split S, Sky, AJ Shames, and Skyfall. Those 4 battling it out neck and neck through the hall. What's Up trying to catch up. He does a little bit, closing the distance to Skyfall. Now into the power loop. AJ and Shames battling it out for first. Now Sky up there in the front of the pack. The dive down into the spiral. It's AJ, Sky, and Shames. Your 1, 2, 3 as they come out and into the split S next. Here's AJ's view through the grid. He's currently in second place. Let's switch over to the outside view. We can find out who's around him. AJ in the lead as he goes into this power loop. And the run to the finish. It's AJ's win. A 56.05. Sky takes second place. And who got that third place spot overall? I'm waiting for those scores to refresh. They haven't updated yet, guys. Just wait a second, and they will refresh. Here they come. Let's see. There we go. And it's Skyfall who gets third place, beating out Was Up by 1 point and Shames by 2 points.
I was rooting for him so hard.
So
congratulations, Skyfall. You're going through.
Sky, AJ, and Skyfall moving on to the semifinals. What's Up, Shames and Burf? Try again on Tuesday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern, guys. You guys can all join us then as well. RC with Adam from YouTube asked, is there a way to practice this track not during the qualifier? RC with Adam from YouTube, thank you so much, man. I hope you're still there to hear the answer. And yes, the answer is yes, you absolutely can. In the main menu, click on Solo Race. Or if you want to freestyle the track, you can as well. Solo Race, click on Original Maps. Click on the Drone Parks map, and then you'll find Tryouts Week 1 track. That's what they're on. Hopefully you caught that. If anybody, if he didn't catch it, and he says in chat he didn't catch it, someone let him know for me, will you? All right, we'll wait for the next set of pilots to accumulate into the semifinals.
Here we are, semifinals. Group 1 is opening up right now.
We got FPR Dan, SK Dare, Halo Walker moving on from the quarterfinals. Joel Cruz, Chief G-Man. And in this group, it's actually going to be Chief Star, Joel Cruz, Skyfall, FPR Dan, and who's our last one? Tombo in Group 1 of the semifinals.
I got some predictions on this one.
Let's hear it.
Yeah, I think FPR Dan's going to get first, Joel's going to take second, and Star's going to take third.
Oh, okay. I'm going to throw one better at you, or different at you, I should say. I think Chief's going to get first. I think FPR Dan's going to get second, and I think Star's going to get third.
Okay.
Let's see it happen. Prove us wrong, guys.
Seriously, I don't want to be right on this one.
Nah.
It's
I don't
more fun
know.
that way.
Bardwell and I are both in Tennessee, and so is Chief. So we were kind of going for him on Tuesday, and here he is again. So why not keep the rooting for him going, especially in this one? See what happens, right? RC with Adam, you betcha, man. I'm glad you were able to hear that. And if you need further help, RC with Adam, just let me know, man. Send me a message. I'll help you out, brother. Here we go. Heat number 1 in the semifinals. It's Chief, Tombo, Joel Cruz. Your 1, 2, 3. Skyfall up in the mix. Star in the number 5 spot. He's now green in this run. This is still Skyfall's view as he heads into the split S. We're keeping it on FPV for a moment. And the Ascent is next. Look at the pack all up ahead. Chief, Joel Cruz, Star, your 1, 2, 3. Now that's changing. Looks like Chief is still up there in the yellow drone. Joel Cruz in second and Star in third. Where is FPR Dan? What is going on?
I know. I'm so surprised. I thought he was going to kill this heat. But, I mean, honestly, they're all so close in the pack right now.
It's not like he's way back. You know what I mean? He's right there.
Yeah, he's only a couple milliseconds behind.
Here's Chief on the run. Look at him in that yellow drone just up ahead. But FPR Dan is that close we can even see him, even though he's in 5th place. Chief takes the win for heat number 1. Star, Joel Cruz, your 2nd and 3rd for heat number 1.
It's funny. You can see the quality of pilots that have filtered up into the semifinals because they were absolutely packed together on that race.
There was just
really not a lot of distance between them, and only a few milliseconds between everybody.
That's just crazy. Look at the time, guys. 55.61 versus the 56.57 from 6th place. Guys, it's not even a second off. Oh man, that's crazy. Oh, the Mighty Thor's just betting props on me in the Twitch chat. Oh man, we got to get back to doing those prop bets. Those were fun.
I think I didn't count for Chief doing so well. Like he killed it that last heat.
Yeah. We're ready for heat number 2 if you are, Travis. How long does the stream usually go for? Query says. Well, we're doing one group at a time in order, so it'll probably go a couple hours, I would say. Maybe 3 total. Since we got the qualifier done, usually about 2.5. But remember, at the end of tonight's show, we'll be introducing you guys to the week 2 tryouts track, and we'll be launching it for you guys to start your practicing on that. So make sure you stick around to see that track after the show, and we'll be announcing some winners as well from some of those drawings that we were doing. Here we go, heat number 2. This is Tombo's view in that purple drone as he's playing chase behind Chief and Joel Cruz, the yellow and blue drone. Into the spiral, Tombo falling back a little bit as these guys cut the inside turn and pull ahead. Tombo looks like he's in number 5 or number 6 spot. The Ascent to the power loop to lap number 2. FPR Dan in the red drone in 3rd place, now falling back. He's just in front of Tombo, though.
He's got a really good line.
Let's take a look at Chief's view. This is his FPV view through the spiral. Look how tight that was. That was insane. Through that blocked grid into the hall. I mean, it's like they memorized this thing. You know what I mean? Just.
I feel like some of these pilots can fly this course completely blind.
I think you're right. Here he goes into the finish. 55.81 for Chief. Joel Cruz in 2nd, and FPR Dan in 3rd. Man.
Chief doing it again with a 55-second lap. That is impressive.
Well, he's got 2 10s on the board now, and he's definitely showing these guys he's here to win. 12 points for Joel Cruz just behind him. Star with 10 points. 6 for FPR Dan. Not where we expected him. And 4 for Tombo, 0 for Skyfall as we go into heat number 3. Anyone's game still. Let's see what happens.
Seriously.
A Halo Walker's throwing some more predictions out there. Chief, Star, and Joel. That's his order. Unless FPR Dan steps it up. You can't throw a variable in there like that. Can you?
Yeah, I'm actually surprised FPR Dan's not doing better on this one. He was one of the guys to beat coming into the whole tournament. And I mean, he's still doing great. Like, it's not like he's doing bad. He's been consistent in staying in the pack.
Yeah.
But these guys are just edging it even further ahead.
It's crazy, right? Here we go. Heat number 3. Remember, Joel Cruz in the blue drone, Tombo in purple, Skyfall in orange, Chief in yellow, FPR Dan in red, and Star in the green drone as they head into the spiral. It's Joel Cruz's view. We're looking through his goggles as he cuts the inside turns and splits the S underneath the bridge. The square holes as he goes through the hall. Now the Ascent Oh, Joel Cruz with a big fumble as he hits the square gate on the way up. Drops to 6th place. It's FPR Dan in 3rd right now. FPR Dan pulling into 2nd, now dropping back to 3rd. Let's switch to an outside view.
Battling it out for 1st place. This is an intense heat.
Look at FPR Dan taking the inside as Skyfall swings a little wide. FPR Dan capitalizes on him, takes the pass, goes through the grid, and gets 1st for now. Skyfall Tombo Star playing chase behind FPR Dan as he sets up for the power loop into the finish. Can he make it? Look at these two neck and neck on the way in. Oh! FPR Dan takes 1st, Skyfall in 2nd, Zoe.
That's what I was looking for.
Man, that was close. FBR Dan on the comeback train. Chugga choo-choo for him.
Did he, like, crash out or something? Like, he took 3rd?
Chief had some trouble there somewhere. Maybe he bumped into something and it knocked him back. I don't know. I did not see him. But, man, FPR Dan killing it out there. 10 points on the board for him. That gets him back into the top 3. He's got 16 points now, but he's only 1 point ahead of Star. So he's got a little work to do going into Heat 4 and Heat 5. Chief was 21 still.
Can't count Joel out either. He's in with 12 points. He's only a few points away from getting into the top 3.
I'd still say that it's anyone's game getting into the top 3. Chief obviously doing really well. But look at Zoe. Look at Heat number 3 for Chief. He got 1 point on the board, and he's still holding on to number 1 overall. That's a really good feeling right there. So, man. Let's head into Heat number 4. Question from the chat tonight, 3456 in the Twitch chat. Says, how can you turn tight corners full throttle and not have any momentum or swing out? Doesn't look it. They do, but they're using that momentum and swing out to continue through those turns. These guys have studied and learned the Racer 4 drone. It's a very heavy drone, and they just know how to handle it through that turn. But the key for going through these turns is using more roll. The faster you go, the more pitch you get. And then when you get to that point of going these speeds, you're using roll to turn through those turns, and that's what allows them to stay to the tight inside. On the drop, it's Joel Cruz, Chief Star, your 1, 2, 3. Now that changes as they go through this spiral section. This is Tombo's eyes that we're looking through as he goes into the grid underneath that bridge. I'm sorry, above that bridge, I should say.
Chief keeping that lead. He's getting a little bit of a head start on everyone. I honestly think this is one of the best heats of the night.
This is fantastic. Lap number 2 now. Chief in the lead. Joel Cruz in the blue drone right there on the front right of the screen. Tombo's looking at him, trying to swat him out of his view as he goes into the split S. FPR Dan coming out of nowhere, trying to get his mark in the group. There he is in the red drone. Moving into 4th, maybe 3rd. Chief.
I think FPR Dan's got 3rd right now. He's got a solid lead for 3rd.
Uh-oh, the scream to the finish. Can he hold it all the way in? He does hold 3rd all the way in. It's Chief who takes the win. Joel Cruz, FPR Dan, you're 1, 2, 3. Oni Drog said, it's about your camera angle. 50 plus, the higher you go, the more throttle you have to lay on to stay up. You're absolutely right. You are absolutely right.
Chief could essentially lose this next round and still come out 1st place.
Yeah, no kidding. 31 points intense for him on the board as he goes into Heat number 5. Got another 10 from Heat 4. It's FPR Dan in 2nd place. Joel Cruz in 3rd. Star Tombo and Skyfall 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. But they still have a chance to move into 3rd, except Skyfall. Unfortunately, he's got 8 points. Even if he were to get 1st place finish in Heat 5, that would only give him 18. And that would not get him ahead of Joel Cruz.
Joel, FPR Dan, and
Legendary. I'm sorry, say again?
Star, Joel, and FPR Dan, like, they have to battle out this next one for 3rd place.
Let's keep an eye on them as we go into the final heat of this group. Legendary Sean says, is there a difference flying upside down versus right side up?
Yeah, your brain freaks out.
I mean, yeah. I mean, maybe you can give me a little more clarification on what you mean by that, Sean. Because if you're upside down, it's hard to keep that drone in the air. Obviously, if you increase throttle, you're going to go down, unless you're Zoe and you're flying 3D, but that's a whole different story. All right, here we go. Final heat of the group. And into the first gate, Chief showing up in the front of the pack in that yellow drone on the dive down. It's Tombo just behind him. Joel Cruz right next to Tombo. There he is on his left side. As he goes through that spiral, kicks the hard right turn, split S under the bridge, now over top the next one through the grid. Joel Cruz looking for his opportunity to pass. He's waiting for Chief to make the slightest mistake. Joel Cruz tight on the inside into the power loop. He does not close that gap, though, from him to Chief.
Absolutely killing it this one.
Chief doing a great job keeping that distance just in front of Joel Cruz. Joel Cruz, though, doing a fantastic job, but now falling to third place. Star moves into the mix. Star now has to hold on all the way up and into the power loop. Joel Cruz falls back a tiny bit, takes the power loop in a little bit of an awkward angle, but not able to do it. Chief ends up in first, Star in second, Joel Cruz in third. Skyfall giving us a little acrobatic moves as he goes into the finish.
That was a crazy.
Woo-wee! 41 points for Chief, 24 for Joel Cruz in second, and FPR Dan and Star tied for points. But the faster overall time goes to FPR Dan. He'll get third place and move on with Chief and Joel into the finals. Star, Tombo, and Skyfall, their time is done. Unfortunately, Swift Duck FPV over in the YouTube chat says Chief is a beast. Lunozo,
Absolutely.
Chief takes it. Called it. You did, bro. You did. Yeah, no kidding.
I feel like Chief and Orange Stuff are going to be battling it out in the finals.
Yeah. I think FPR Dan, Joel Cruz, I think we're going to see those four guys going crazy in that final. Oh, it's going to be insane. We're almost there, guys. Group number 2, though, in the semifinals is coming up in just a second. It's going to be SK Dare, Halo Walker, G-Man, Orange Stuff, Sky, and AJFPV. SK Dare will be in red, Halo Walker will be in blue, G-Man in yellow, Orange Stuff in green, not orange, Sky in purple, and AJFPV in the orange drone. Waiting for that one to pop up for us.
Group 2's opening now.
Thank you, sir. One more group till we get to the finals. It's going to be crazy. Don't forget, guys, you guys can win some money just by watching. All you got to do is tweet at us. Use the hashtag DRLSimLive. Tweet at Drone Race League. At Drone Race League on Twitter. And tweet at us using the hashtag DRLSimLive right there. You guys can see it. Tell us who you think's going to win between this group right here. G-Man, SK Dare, Halo Walker, Orange Stuff, AJFPV, and Sky. Give us your predictions. We want to know. And who do you think's going to take overall? Do you have a prediction for that as well? Let us know. Maybe you guys just have questions for us out there in the chat. Whichever streaming platform you're watching, throw us the question. We'll get it answered for you guys.
Can't wait to see this heat. Halo Walker, Orange Stuff, G-Man, SK Dare. They put in some fire heats last saw them up.
No joke.
Sky and AJFPV, not to count them out. Like, this is a packed heat of pilots right now, and it's anyone's game.
A lot of pressure on these guys. Remember, they're all competing for first place tonight because first place will move into the finals. The final event of the Sim Tryouts will air on April 2nd, so make sure you guys have that marked on your calendars and tune in for the final, where 12 pilots from all of these tournaments, one guy from each tournament, whoever gets first from each one, secures a seat in the final tournament April 2nd, and we'll find out who will become the next DRL pilot in the 2020 DRL Allianz World Championship Series. Oh, man, it's going to be crazy. Make sure you guys are tuned in, and they're going to get a $50,000 contract, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! Yeah. Now, don't forget, guys, we have tournaments going on for the next 5 weeks after today, every Tuesday and every Thursday, 3:30 p.m. Eastern on Tuesdays and 9:30 p.m. Eastern on Thursdays. Each week, these guys will be flying the same track, and every week after that, they get a new track. The tracks are announced and debuted and released for you guys on Thursday night. So tonight, after tonight's stream, we'll release the track for week number 2, and you guys will start qualifying or setting your times on that. I shouldn't say qualifying, but setting your leaderboard times and practicing and getting ready for next week. Here we go. Heat number 1. In semifinal group number 2 as we get ready for the finals coming up. SK Dare.
One of the closest groupings I've seen so far tonight.
Let's take a look at that outside spread. Look at them go as they go through the spiral. SK Dare in the red drone. Remember, this guy's flying with a PlayStation controller. That's just insane. AJFPV in the orange drone up front. This is Orange Stuff in the green drone. Don't get it confused. Through the power loop as he starts lap number 2 in the dive down.
Orange Stuff with that lead, absolutely insane right now.
Orange Stuff is killing it, but AJ and Sky not letting go of their opportunity. They're trying to catch up frantically as they go through that split S. Now the grid section, the ascent into the final power loop before they scream to the finish. It's Orange Stuff in the green drone up top, Sky in purple in second. And here it is. Ladies and gentlemen, Orange Stuff will get his first win in this group. 55-92 for him. AJ FPV in second, Sky in third.
That was intense. AJ, Sky, and Hollow Walker so close together. I mean, I was not sure who's going to take second, AJ or Sky. Like, they're so close up in that last heat.
And look at their splits. AJ with a 56-42 versus Sky's 56-47. 47.
Absolutely.
Man. Oh, 10 points for Orange
And Orange
Stuff.
Stuff, he had a half-second lead on that last one.
Orange Stuff was just killing it right there. If he could do that again and keep on rocking, man, this guy's going to be unstoppable tonight. I'm telling you.
Yeah, his times were almost identical to Chief right now. Like, I feel like they're going to be battling it out real intensely in the finals.
I cannot wait till the next round. I think the racing is going to be crazy, insane. 1 heat down and 4 to go, ladies and gentlemen, in the semifinal group number 2 as we get ready for the finals in just a little bit. These guys battling it out. Who will be the top 3 from this group to move on? We'll find out. Looks like Orange Stuff already making his mark, getting 10 points on the board. I think he's going to try and keep that going all the way through. Can he do it? I don't know, man. I don't know.
The Nuzu FPV in chat on YouTube asks, I want to know what packs you guys use. Going full throttle on these things has got to be intense.
It is.
And
it's
I think
crazy.
the answer is magic. They use very magical packs.
Orange Stuff in the green drone. This is his view as he goes into the power loops. Let's just switch over. I'm going to switch over to SK Dare's view and the red drone as he goes into that spiral, looking at the pack in front of him. Now, this is a tough position to be in for SK Dare. He's behind the group. He's waiting for his mark to be able to catch up. But, you know, sometimes you have to rely on some people in front of you to make their mistakes. They're just not doing it at this point. SK Dare tries to take the inside as he goes into the power loop.
Orange Stuff's lead has been creeping ever so slightly up.
Who's going to...
Hollow Walker does not want to let go of that second spot, and AJ and G-Man are just battling it out for third place right now.
Well, Halo Walker is definitely a force to be reckoned with. That guy is crazy fast. Here he is in second place. His view as he plays chase on Orange Stuff just in front of him in that green drone. Can't quite see him in his view anymore.
AJ is creeping up on Halo Walker. The Orange Stuff with that incredible lead once again.
Whoa.
That is some amazing stuff.
I don't know if you guys ever watched the standings up in the top corner of the screen. When they go into the finish, you can see how fast they're all right on top of each other. It's like first place goes in, and then boom, all the rest of them are in right there. So another 10 on the board for Orange Stuff. He gets 20 points overall. It's 12 and 10 points for AJ and Halo Walker, Sky and G-Man with 5 and 4 and 1 for SK Dare. As it stands now, we've got 3 more heats to go. I say we just go right into it. Let's do it, baby. What is going on in the Twitch chat over here? Halo Walker, be more faster as you known. Just made it back. Let's go, AJ from Heads Up in the Twitch chat. Thanks so much. Big 6S packs, LOL. It's actually just a 5S, 5200 pack.
That's it. I was lucky enough to actually fly Racer 4. It is quite the machine. It's a bit heavy, but once you get that thing up to speed, it just wants to go.
You know, it is a heavy drone, but if you've never flown a heavy drone in a racing format before, you got to try it because it's so much more fun than flying a light one, in my opinion. I think it's just there's a special challenge about it. You know, it's hard to control it. It wants to slide around a little bit, and I think that's just what makes it more fun.
Yeah, you've got to be on top of your line. The minutia mistakes are all the more apparent when you fly with a heavier setup.
Well, just as we were talking, G-Man made one of those minutia mistakes for sure and fell all the way back to the end of the pack. This is Orange Stuff in the front. Let's switch over to Sky in third place. As he goes into that spiral. Let's look at the outside views. These guys...
Sky and AJ, they're battling it out right now for second and third.
Orange Stuff's still in the lead.
There, kind of behind the pack. I think they made a couple mistakes.
Falling back just a little bit. Now Orange Stuff spreading
that
out.
That lead he has is intense.
A little bit more as he goes through that power loop and heads to the finish. Orange Stuff secures another win, 55-81. Wow. AJ and Sky right there behind. It's Halo Walker in fourth, SK Dare, and then G-Man in sixth
Orange
place.
Stuff consistently putting down those 55-second laps.
Killing it.
He is an absolute force to be reckoned with right now.
Soy FPV over in Twitch chat says, dang, the PlayStation controller just isn't fast enough, man. I don't think it's the controller that's not. I think the controller is fine. It's just SK Dare is now going up against guys that are, man, these guys are tough, you know?
Absolute savages in this heat.
One little mistake and that's it. That's it. That's all it takes. Orange Stuff going to win it all. Stitch 710 into Twitch chat says, Unidrog says he lives in the DRL sim. I believe it, man. I believe it. Going into the next heat
Can't wait
here.
for the finals. This is going to be an amazing tournament tonight.
I'm looking forward to it. Let's see here. I asked who flies for real. Only 2 people said donuts. Donuts. Linuzo FPV in the YouTube chat. Epic FPV saying donuts as well. Donuts. Lunuzo says Chief is his prediction. How does Orange Stuff freaking get that lead? It's incredible that he's just that clean and consistent. Epic FPV says in the YouTube chat. Man, practice, 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 brother.
I'm pretty sure Orange Stuff is actually a robot in a human body. You know, because like he's been so consistent tonight through every heat.
People, you know, he plays in the sim a lot. He is the sim. I'm just saying. The split S Orange Stuff killing it right now. Halo Walker making his mark, trying to get to the front of the pack, unable to do so as Orange Stuff holds him off in that green drone. This is AJ FPV as he goes into the power loop for lap number 2. Orange Stuff in green, still in the lead. The drop down into the spiral. Look at Orange Stuff, man. The guy just doesn't make a mistake here.
No, he's absolute savage. And then we've got such a tight pack for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th right now. It's absolutely insane.
We're looking through the eyes of G-Man, who's currently in 4th place, and you can't see AJ and Sky, who are right around him. G-Man's trying to move up to the front of the pack. And it's Orange Stuff, another win. G-Man gets 2nd place, just ahead of AJ and Sky. Nice job with that pass there towards the end, G-Man.
Consistently for Orange Stuff. That is some absolute savagery tonight.
Yeah, no kidding. Soy FPV in the Twitch chat saying, yeah, it doesn't matter with shorter stick resolution when it's stick to plastic the whole time, right? It really is. But there is quite a difference in stick resolution between a gaming controller versus an RC controller. It does make quite the difference, but SK Dare can make it happen, and he definitely does. One more heat to go, but Orange Stuff definitely going on to the finals. He's got 40 points on the board, 24 for AJ, and it's 14 for Halo Walker. And 13 for Sky and G-Man.
Extremely consistent tonight. While he hasn't been able to break into the 55-second laps, he hasn't really made too many mistakes. And he's consistently got 56 seconds on the board, which is pretty impressive.
Well, things can still change for AJ, Halo Walker, Sky, or G-Man here with 1 heat to go. They're close enough in points that the whole thing could get scrambled. Orange Stuff, however, secures his spot. He ain't going anywhere. G-Man, unfortunately, I don't think it's going to happen. Oh, I'm sorry, Sky. I don't think it's going to SK Dare. What the hell's wrong with me? I don't think it's going to happen for him. He's only got 2 points on the board. Even if he got 10, it would only give him 12, and it would not be quite enough to get into the top 3. Heat 5. Let's go.
Whew.
Oh, what did Nub say? Stick to plastic on a game controller. Full throttle, use any yaw, and it lowers your throttle. That's so true. If you think about the controller, ladies and gentlemen, the sticks on a PlayStation or a Xbox controller, you can go up and down in a straight line. But if you're all the way up and you want to yaw a little bit, it doesn't go across straight. It starts to drop a little bit. So as you yaw, you're losing that throttle. And the same thing with pitch and roll. So keep that in mind as well. Definitely plays a factor. And it definitely makes it a bit harder as well. G-Man and the yellow drone on the drop down. This is AJ FPV and that orange drone right there in front of his view as they go through that spiral.
Good time right now.
The bottom half, it's Orange Stuff in green. Look at him go. Orange Stuff not in the lead as of now. Let's watch him capitalize on that as he moves along this track.
Comeback. But Orange Stuff always gets a nice few milliseconds on that last turn of it.
You know what Orange Stuff is doing differently? He's taking the entrance to the power loop in a sideways manner as he's coming out of that previous turn. So he's not losing any momentum to correct his drone. He's just keeping that sideways view, and he's just rolling with it. That's what's giving him the advantage, and that's how he's able to move into the front of the pack. Watch him go into it. Right there. There's the example.
Savagery right now.
Orange Stuff going in sideways, and it's working for him. On the way to the finish, he takes the win again. 55.99 for him. Man. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Waiting for these scores to reset. They haven't populated yet. And there they go. But it was perfect 10s on the board for Orange Stuff. 50 points overall. Zoe, holy hell.
That's
Man.
intense.
AJ with 31 points for second place. It's Sky who got third place, and he'll be moving on with AJ and Orange Stuff to the finals. Halo Walker, G-Man, and SK Dare. So close, guys. So close.
I think Halo Walker can make some money for predictions. You know, if you open up betting, I think you could probably make more money off the betting than actually racing the tournament.
I mean, who knows? Halo Walker definitely knows how to get these predictions out there. The guy kills it every time, and he's a fierce, fierce competitor. Oh, Halo Walker, I'm not digging the hole this time. That's her. Let's go to the finals, ladies and gentlemen. What do you guys say? I say we do it.
Finals is opening up right now.
All righty.
This is going to be intense.
Who do we got in the final? Chief, Joel, Cruz, FPR, Dan, Orange Stuff, AJ, and Sky. I'll give you those pilots and colors in just a moment. Remember, guys, if you're watching, we got those tune-in awards going on. All you got to do is tweet at Drone Race League using the hashtag DRL Sim Live right there, and you guys can win yourself $100. I mean, if you're not tweeting, you got something going. You got to just get those tweets out there, man. Get those tweets out there. Get into that drawing. Don't forget, we also have participation awards, flying at least 6 of our weekly tournaments. And by the end, you could win 250 buckaroos. We got the rookie leaderboards. We got the weekly leaderboards. We got the regional leaderboards. All kinds of ways to win some money. So make sure you guys check out the DRL website, and you can get all those details on there. And, of course, you can always ask us, too. We're happy to help you out. Oh, that's a good call,
Should we give
Trev.
these guys a second to rest or what?
No. You guys want to give them a second to rest? Or you want to just go? I say we just move on in.
Let's move on.
Honestly, the more time that takes between heats, the less adrenaline I have going into the heat.
Oh, so now let me ask you this. Do you want that adrenaline dump while you're flying, or do you not want that?
No, it's all about learning how to ride the adrenaline rush.
Yes, I was hoping you'd say that. I was hoping you'd say that. That's definitely a good point, Zoe. I mean, it's when you first deal with it and you've never dealt with it before, it's difficult. But after a while, you start to enjoy that, right?
Oh yeah.
And you of all people know.
I feel like if you're high on adrenaline, it actually really helps with racing. It slows down everything.
Yeah.
The pilots that haven't been racing for a while, like their base rate's gone down, so they might take them a heat or two to warm back up, but yeah, it's going to be an intense race.
You bring up a really good point, and you get that extra focus when you get that adrenaline dump, man, it could really help you. And some people, it could really hurt you, but it's a matter of who can control that the best, who can control those nerves, who can race against the track, who can race against the other pilots. That's what it's all about. Here we are, heat number 1 of the finals. Orange Stuff's view through the hall and a big fumble.
Oh.
Orange Stuff, though, in the beginning of the front of the pack, it's AJ in second, now dropping to third place. Now 4th place for him. Now 5th place for AJ. He's got some work to do on the drop going into lap number 2.
And Orange Stuff coming in with that crazy lead.
Here's FPR Dan's view from 4th place in the yellow drone as he splits the difference. Oh, no! FPR Dan with a big fumble as he drops to 6th place and now has to play catch-up with no room on this track. It's not going to happen for him. AJ FPV in purple in 3rd place. Joel Cruz, Orange Stuff in front of them. That's the order. Orange, Joel, AJ, you're 1, 2, 3 as they finish the first heat of the finals. We talked about close racing, Zoe. This is it. Man.
That was intense.
Oh, Soy FPV in the Twitch chat. There was a little crashing going on there in that split S.
Loser FPV in chat says, I don't know, Zoe, Gab 707 is killer and he's pretty calm.
You know what?
True.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're absolutely right. But it's,
I think though, Gab still feels the adrenaline. He just knows how to harness it into something intense,
Oh, yeah.
Like,
The guy's a genius,
it
too.
doesn't surface to him. He keeps it down deep inside.
Well, 10 points on the board for Orange Stuff after heat number 1. Joel Cruz will get 7, 5 for AJ FPV in the purple drone. Sky with 3 points in the orange drone. FPR Dan with 1. And a Chief having some trouble out there. 0 points for heat number 1. 4 more heats to go in this final run. Anything can happen. Zoe, prediction for this group here?
Well, if Chief does not crash out, I think he could still take first in this heat, but Orange Stuff has been completely consistent all night long. I think if he keeps playing that consistency game, I think he could take it.
Yeah.
I think Chief knows that Orange Stuff has that little bit of an edge, so he's pushing a little bit harder. and that might be what makes him make those mistakes.
I think you're right on that one. I think Orange Stuff is he's riding high right now, and Chief is playing catch up, especially after that devastating 6th place finish in the previous heat. Here they are on the drop and into the spiral. It's Chief now at the front of the group in that red drone. But then again, these guys
Savage right now going through the course.
These guys are neck and neck, Zoe. They're not even changing on the split S through the cubes. It's Chief, Orange Stuff, and AJ.
A little bit of a lead. Orange Stuff right on his tail.
The final scream to the finish is coming up in just a second. The power loop first. And Orange Stuff does his signature move, tries to get to the front of the pack. Chief takes it with a 55.81 just in front of Orange Stuff. Man. Oh, man. Oh, what?
I felt that one.
Canoodle kicked a wire. What are you talking about, Thor? Oh, you talking about the screen? What? Uh-oh. Stream skip. What's going on? I think we got a little technical issue.
It's looking fine on my end.
Uh-oh. We got people in the chat saying that something happened. I don't know.
Yeah, I still see the stream on my phone for YouTube.
I gotta drop out and come right back, okay?
I'm still seeing you on Twitch.
Okay, there we go. I got it to refresh. We're good to go. All right, here's your results from heat number 2. 17 points for Orange Stuff after that. And it was Chief who got that win. 10 points on the board, 55.81. It jumped back in time on Twitch. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Well, we're good now, right? All right, good. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you guys keeping me honest. Everything's good. Thank you so much, Amy. I'm curious what was...
though, that redemption on that last run, that was intense.
Question for you, Zoe. Mighty Thor in the Twitch chat says, I'm curious what Zoe's mindset coming into the sim versus real life IRL racing, racing IRL. Did she think this would be so entertaining as it seems?
I honestly love sim tournaments. They, in some ways, are more visually appealing than a real race. The biggest thing, like if I'm racing in a sim tournament versus a real tournament, I generally have my shoes off during a sim tournament.
Yeah, for sure, right?
But yeah, it's pretty crazy. Like the same kind of mindset going into both. It's the same kind of pressures, the same kind of thought patterns. And you're dealing with a lot of the same things. It's just a whole different mindset as far as your comfort level, getting in your own zone. You don't have a bunch of people around you causing a lot of hecticness.
Thor says, good answer, Zoe. Thank you for that question, Thor. Thank you, everybody in the YouTube chat, for letting us know that everything's good and back to normal. Appreciate it, guys. All right, here we go. Heat number 3. As we go through gate number 1, let's take a look at Sky's view in the orange drone as he plays chase from the back of the pack on the drop down. Sets up for the spiral. Taking the apex very well from Sky.
Chief taking that lead.
Look at Chief in the red drone up there in the very front. And Orange Stuff in green. Look at those two. Neck and neck. Sky with a little bobble. That slows him down. Switching over to Orange Stuff's view. And I don't see anybody in front of Orange Stuff right now. There's Chief in the red drone. Like a fly buzzing in front of his face.
Stuff. They are really fighting for first place right now.
Look at how close these guys are.
And AJ just sitting there in third, waiting for one of them to make a mistake.
Orange Stuff now falling back to second. It's Chief now in the lead in the red drone on the ascent. And the end of lap 2 is coming. Chief into the power loop. Orange Stuff takes it a little bit faster. Ooh. Who's going to get to the finish first? It's going to be Chief with a 55.71 versus the 55.78 for Orange Stuff in second. AJ in third. FPR Dan, Sky, and Joel Cruz, your 4, 5, and 6 in that heat.
Orange Stuff, though, keeping that lead so far. Although, if Chief keeps putting down the same times he's been putting down, Orange Stuff might not take it tonight. So it's anyone's game.
Chief right there behind him, only 4 points back. 24 and 20. Orange Stuff and Chief. AJ with 15. 8, 7, and 4.
Orange Stuff has to put a little bit of gas on right now because even though he's in the lead, Chief is hot on his heels.
Well, and here's the other thing to look at. Orange Stuff has 1 10-pointer and 2 second places, so 2 7-pointers after that. So he's coming off of those where he knows he's a little bit behind. He's got to get up there. Obviously, he's winning overall in points, but having those second place finishes on the last 2 heats, it kind of keys in your head too. You're trying to figure out a way to get those 10 points back. You don't want to lose that advantage. And right now, he's trying to defend that. Here we go.
I feel
Next
butterflies
heat.
in my stomach for these guys right now.
Oh, it's crazy. The pressure is huge. Remember, only one of these guys will win tonight and move into the final events that you guys will watch on April 2nd to find out who will be the next pilot in 2020 season. Who's it going to be? I don't know, but right now it's looking really good for Chief and Orange Stuff. Joel Cruz, though, in the mix in the blue drone as he's in second place just behind Chief and Red on the Ascent. Here's
Orange
AJ.
Stuff always takes an outside line going into that, and it seems like he makes up a few milliseconds, but he's right now not doing that great in this heat with 4th place.
Not to mention
AJ
Orange
and
Stuff.
Joel just killing it for second, and Chief again out in the front.
Not to mention Orange Stuff has that amazing power loop that's just coming up in just a second. Watch as he pulls that sideways on the approach into that. That saves him a little bit of time from correcting his movements, and that allows him to catch up and close the distance like he just did. Woo! Who's going to take it? Chief, AJ, Orange Stuff, you're 1, 2, 3. Look at the splits on that. Oh.
Wow.
Man,
Chief
oh,
inching
man.
back up into 1st place. That is absolutely bananas.
Give me just a second, ladies and gentlemen. There's our results coming up for you guys. 30 points on the board for Chief. 29 for Orange Stuff. Oh. Oh. Oh, man.
I mean, wow.
1 point
that
off.
is absolutely intense.
1 point
I
off.
I don't want to call too soon, but I think Chief might have it. If he doesn't screw up on this next one, I think he's going to be able to just gain it in points.
Oh, who's going to get the final heat win? Who's going to win overall? Oh, my gosh. It's still anyone's game in these two, from these two.
Close.
I mean, even
But
AJ.
FPV hitting that 55-second lap finally.
You know, AJ can get first if Chief and Orange Stuff get 5th and 6th. That's a possibility, but the likelihood is less there. But I think it's going to come down between Chief and Orange Stuff on this one. Who knows? FPR Dan, he's got 10 points on the board. Joel Cruz, 8 and 5 for Sky. The real battle we're watching here, Chief and Orange Stuff, and AJ has an opportunity, but Chief and Orange Stuff have to make fatal mistakes here in Heat 5 for that to happen.
I don't know who's going to win this one. Like, Orange Stuff and Chief are just so close right now in times and consistency.
Who do you think's got it, guys? Orange Stuff or Chief or AJ? Who's our top 3 right now? Let us know. Lunuzo, FPV in the YouTube chat says Chief. Knucking Futz from Wrong Way FPV in the YouTube chat. You should do an in-chat poll. That's a good idea.
Ooh.
I like that idea. All right, here we go. Final heat, ladies and gentlemen. Who's going to take it? We'll find out here just a short time. Joel Cruz killing it so far on the drop down. That's Chief in red just in front of him as they go through the spiral. I'm switching to third-person view. Look at these guys. It's like a bunch of Skittles in the air. Dropping underneath the bridge through the
Taste the
split S.
rainbow.
Yeah. Well, I tell you right now, Sky and Joel Cruz, the back of the pack, tasting that rainbow for sure. A bunch of trails. Look at them go through this huge power loop. Chief, AJ, you're 1, 2. This is Chief right there in the red drone. AJ right there with him. Who's going to take the inside better on the spiral? It's Chief as he pulls away from the pack. Orange Stuff looking for his opportunity, and he's not able to do it so far. Remember, Chief did make a mistake in heat number 1. If he makes that same mistake here, it could be devastating for him. He's got it
lead right now, though.
So far into the final power loop. The end of the run is coming up, and Chief takes the win, ladies and gentlemen. Chief is going to be your winner for tonight. Moving on to the finals overall. Man, oh man. Waiting for these points to tally up.
Absolutely intense racing.
Just to make sure I didn't miscall that. I don't think that's the final score there.
Yeah,
yes, it is. That
points.
is the final results right there, ladies and gentlemen. 40 points for Chief. He moves on to the finals. Wow. Congratulations, Chief. Woo!
That was intense. That was absolutely intense. Like, that was some of the best racing I've seen.
Where's Chief? Let's get him in here. We got to talk to the winner, Chief, and see how he's feeling.
Calm down a second.
Oh, man. I want his... Get him in here now. I want his excitement. I want the screaming and the yelling.
Must be going 140 beats per minute.
Right? Oh, man. 40 points for Chief as he takes the win. Chief!
That was... crashing out in the first heat like he did and still coming up to take first place. That is absolutely nanners.
That's crazy. Chief, are you there with us?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Oh.
Barely, but I'm here.
Oh man, brother, congratulations, my man.
Appreciate it. Thank you. It was a long ride. It wasn't the easiest thing I've ever done, but I had a lot of experience under my belt. There's a lot of sim pilots out there that have a lot more experience at this than me, but I think when it came down to it and it came down to finals, when you had to perform under pressure, I definitely took the cake there.
Talk to me about heat number 1. You had 0 points on the board. After that heat, you had a 102. It's probably your slowest time you probably had. What happened on heat number 1, and how did you overcome that?
So, this whole point system over 5 heats, there's definitely a lot of different ways you can think about it.
Sure.
I do something a little different first heat and try to catch people off guard. Everybody's a little nervous. So I try to fly harder than I normally would have in the first heat. And tonight it bit me, but, I wasn't racing for second place tonight. I wanted first or nothing, so I decided to roll the dice. Didn't end up in my favor, but I didn't let that stop me and went flawless for the rest of the 4 heats.
Well, talk to me about what is your plan going into these next 5 weeks as you wait to sit down in that final tournament on April 2nd. Tell me what you're going to be doing. How many hours are you putting in daily?
Well, I'm not ashamed to say it. I feel like I've definitely earned this spot this week. I've probably put 50 plus hours on this simulator, on this track in particular, since it came out. So it was really a personal journey for me. This season, in the whole drone racing, I kind of had a slump. I've been at the lower end of my performance. So I really wanted to prove it to myself that if I give it everything I had, that I could make it up here with the top pilots. And I did that, man. I couldn't be any more happy.
Well, you killed it, man. 40 points on the board, especially like that comeback after heat number 1 is just, I just can't get over that. That's not
amazing.
It's not an easy thing to do, right? So, I mean, it's just, that gets in your head. How did you overcome that mentally? I mean, I know you said you were kind of like taking it easier, just trying to play it differently in heat number 1, but I'm sure that after heat 1 hit and you realized, okay, I'm going into heat 2 with 0 points. Did that play in your head a little bit?
A huge part, I figured, especially after I laid down the goose egg round 1, I figured it was kind of over.
Yeah.
But, I participated in the leaderboard smash this week and I ended up 3rd place in that. So
nice.
I was really excited to take something, but the win tonight was definitely just the nail in the coffin. The setback was nothing because I've been in a lot of races in my day and I know it's all just part of the journey. You're never going to win all of them in a row. Sometimes it's not about the when you win 4 in a row as much as it is when you lose the first one and come back and end up winning the final thing. It's just, can't explain it.
I've been there myself. It's a refreshing feeling to be behind and to show others that you actually pull through the next set of races. Like, that was absolutely stunning to watch, Chief. Like, thank you for that show. That was absolutely amazing.
Yeah, no joke.
Thank you guys for letting me have the opportunity to be a part of it. I've really enjoyed it, and I'm not done yet. You may be keeping me away from the rest of the tournaments, but I'll be showing up at every other leaderboard smash. I'll tell you what.
Well, for those that don't know what Chief's talking about, well, since he's won tonight, he secures his seat in the final tournament on April 2nd, so he's no longer allowed to fly in the remaining tournaments that lead up to then. He's already done what he came here to do. He got his first place victory. He now has to focus on practicing and getting ready for that final tournament while everyone else scrambles to try and get a first place spot in these tournaments and secure their seat. Chief, congratulations on seat number 2 as you're going into the finals on April 2nd, my man.
Thank you, sir. One quick thing for me, huge shout out to Amari. That's he's the biggest reason that I got into this whole, simulator competition. I saw him grinding and I thought, man, I want to see what comes out of it when you put that much work into something. And it's definitely up to him. He's helped me a lot. And I can't wait to follow him through the finals and duke it out with him once we make it to that top 12 race.
Well, that's awesome, man. Humble and modest right there, ladies and gentlemen. Chief, our winner for tonight. I think we've got some announcements to do, I believe. Zoe, we got some stuff to give away, I believe, huh? Let's see here. I'm just
Some money.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, we can announce these. There we go. Okay, so don't forget, guys. We're gonna announce some winners to who won some cash, guys. All right, and then we're also gonna be debuting the track in just a moment. So stay tuned for that week 2 track coming up. We'll be revealing that and opening it up for you guys to start your practice for week 2 tournaments. All right, we've got the Twitter draw. Travis, was that those names that are listed right there? Are those our Tune-In Award winners? Is that what that is?
That's it. The ones posted, the top 3.
All right. So we got Leafy FPV. Where are you at in the chat? You are one of our $100 winners tonight. Creator Gamer, one of the guys who flies with us pretty often. Congratulations. You got yourself $100. And Mitchell Salinas, you also won $100 right there just for tuning in and tweeting at us, guys. Creator Gamer in the Twitch chat. There he is. $100 for you. There you go, guys. All right. It looks like we have some unofficial. What is this? The unofficial weekly leaderboards, Trav?
That's correct.
All right. Our unofficial weekly leaderboards. Remember, we have to comb through these, and we'll obviously get the official results. But so far, our unofficial results go to Palos FPV, the number 1 guy on the weekly leaderboard, Amari in the number 2 spot, and Chief. Where's Chief? Oh, he already left the voice room. Oh.
I kicked him out.
Oh no.
Well, hopefully he hears this. But Chief, you also won the weekly leaderboard, ladies and gentlemen, right there. So congrats to these guys. Do we have any? I think that's all for prizes, right?
That's all for prizes.
All right.
Yep.
Okay, so what do we got next? We got the reveal of the new track, right? Is that what we're doing next?
Ooh.
That's correct. Let's do it.
Before we get to that, guys, I just want to give you guys a quick reminder. Make sure you guys are checking out the DRL website. It gives you all the information of different ways you guys can win right here, watching us, playing with us, flying in the sim. There's all sorts of different ways. The weekly leaderboards, be one of the top 3, and you could get $250 just like those guys, the unofficial results we just gave out. $250 for those guys. We have the regional leaderboard. We have the rookie leaderboard. We have the participation awards. And of course, you guys already know about the tune-in awards where you can get $100 just from tweeting at us. So lots of things going on. So we got to get in on some of these winnings, I'm telling you.
I know, right? I'm like sitting here, dang, they're
Right?
making some good money out there in Twitter land.
Oh, all right.
And just some minor details.
Yeah.
Just some minor details on the regional and rookie leaderboards. Those are accumulative leaderboards. So that means that those leaderboards are based on you racing every track in the series.
All
So
right.
every single week you want to come back and race those tracks. You can continue to race older tracks, or say if you missed, say, week 1's tracks or whatever along the way, you can go back and race them. It won't be announced until March 26th will be the cutoff for those leaderboards. But that's what they are. We're not doing a weekly leaderboard on those ones. It's based on you racing every single track. And if you want to qualify for the leaderboards, you have to make sure you race every track in the series.
All right. There you go, guys. You guys heard it right there from FP Vegan, who's giving us those details. Are we ready for the track reveal?
Let's see it.
All righty. All right. Hold on one sec. Let me get this all situated here. Oh, man. Travis, what are you doing to these guys?
Abusing them. I think he likes to inflict pain on people.
I think you're right.
Guys, I'm taking it easy. We're stepping it up a notch a little bit every week. You know, we want to make sure that everyone can enjoy these tracks and fly them, but they also challenge these top guys and make them fight for those milliseconds that we've seen them do all night tonight. So that track is now live. I've opened it up for you guys to go and fly it. If you have the sim open now, you're going to have to shut it down and reopen it to find it. And you're going to want to go to the map selection screen in solo race or multiplayer. And then you're going to select original and then the drone park. And you should be able to find the 2020 Tryouts Week 2 track. And you can get racing right now, start competing on that weekly leaderboard, which will run until next Thursday, same time. And then we'll be racing that track next week, Tuesday, 3:30 p.m. Eastern time, and Thursday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern time.
Well, there you have it, folks. We'll see you guys all again next week on Tuesday to find out who's going to take seat number 3. Make sure you guys figure out those predictions and let us know, because we want to hear them from you guys. Keep on using those tweets, okay? Because we're going to have some more tune-in awards on Tuesday and on Thursday. Tuesday, 3:30 p.m. Eastern. Thursday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Oh, man. Oh, man. The action's only going to keep getting exciting and crazy as we progress through this tournament series. Find out who's going to be the one to take that contract in the 2020 DRL Allianz World Championship season, ladies and gentlemen. Zoe, you're awesome.
Thank you for having me here. It was a lot of fun tonight, and honestly, that was one of the more interesting experiences I've had. Like, being able to commentate on the race, lend my voice to it, lend my thoughts to it, and see Orange Stuff and Chief battle it out in that last set of heats.
Oh, man.
Absolutely amazing.
Worth it, right? Well, thank you so much, Zoe, for hanging out and shooting the breeze with us, man. Seriously, Zoe, fantastic having you. Thank you so much. Zoe, just killing it out there in the industry. One of the best, if not the best, drone racing female pilots out there. I mean, and the best freestyle 3D pilot I've ever seen. So go check out her social medias, guys, at Zoe FPV. You guys can find her on YouTube. You can find her on Twitter, Twitch, everything, right? You're all over the place.
Everywhere.
Instagram, all that good stuff. So go give her some follows, ladies and gents. We'll see you guys all again on Tuesday. Have a good night, everybody.
Welcome to the 2019 Swatch DRL Tryouts. Tonight, we crown the 2019 Sim Champion, who earns a $75,000 contract to race as a Swatch pilot in the upcoming DRL season.
Being a professional drone pilot full-time is what I want to do, so that's why I'm here.
We're streaming live from the HyperX Esports Arena here at the Luxor Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas.
We have been doing much more than just sim racing. They have been flying tiny whoops. They have been racing their favorite DRL champs, interacting, meet and greeting with their favorite FPV pilots.
At the end of today, only one player will stand alone as the new Swatch professional pilot flying in the 2019 DRL Allianz World Championship season. On the final straight, flash in the mix, Fluxy takes it back. Engineer just behind.
It's not going to happen. He's not going to let it go.
No, he's not. Oh no, it's neck and neck! Oh. The drop down from the next side. Ray Spot in red finds his way through the gate first. Hyper in purple, he's there. Little Fluxy takes first! That's it! Little Fluxy clinches it.
Congratulations to the winner of the 2019 Swatch DRL Sim Tryouts, Lil Fluxy!